Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all, it's loud. I was not ready. She wasn't ready. Okay, I'm done. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Mr. Speculating, I need you to turn your phone down. Thank you. Okay. So, I want to tell you a couple of things real quick before we get started. Got too much crap in my bed. First of all, let me access the live. While I'm doing that, so I can shout y'all out, I do want to thank the person that sent me a $15 Cash App. That was so very sweet of you yesterday. However, I do need to explain something to you guys. So, when I started my channel, I said I was not going to ever drop a Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo because I don't agree with that kind of stuff personally. Okay. Because I think that we should use what YouTube allows us to use and not use other things. Okay, so we did a donation for the people, the hurricane victims of Hurricane Helena in Western North Carolina, and we raised like $650. And YouTube took like half of it. Okay, so I had to figure out a way to make it where people could donate when we do these things. That's what I want. When we do these things, without YouTube taking so much of the money, okay? So that's when I figured out that I did have to do a Cash App and a Venmo. But if you look right here, it says Cash App and then fundraisers in parentheses and Venmo and fundraisers in parentheses. So those are for specifically the fundraisers that we do. The person who sent me a Cash App, it was so sweet, and they said thank you, and it really touched my heart that you felt inclined enough, or you enjoyed the stream so much that you wanted to send me $15. I do want to let you know that that will go to the Madeline Soto donation fund. The assistant principal called me back finally on Friday, and she's like, they think it's weird. I guess it's weird for somebody to like want to donate money. I don't know. Maybe she thinks it's a scam. I don't know. But she said she's got to figure out a way for me to send the money. Somebody since then had donated $50. If they want to tell you who, they can. And then that $15 we have that was donated last night brought the total up to $430 that I will be donating in the name of Madeline Soto to Hunters Creek Middle School for school instruments and chorus, or however they see fit. If you feel so inclined, if you like the content and you want to send a Cash App or Venmo, you're more than welcome to do so, but it will go to the fundraiser for Maddie. After I submit that money, it will go to whatever fundraiser we have next. I don't keep those things for myself. And if you want to support me like through the stream, you can do so by the memberships and super chats and super stickers. So I just want to let y'all know that. I don't know why I closed out of that because we need that. Okay. So with that, let me say hey to y'all. Hello, Bad Girl, Indie Girl, Hannah UK, Phony, New York City Boomer, Indie Girl, Jacqueline, Hill Sandra, Screaming Daisies is here. Dainty Dane, Anne, Southern Cats, Irene, Bad Girl, Michelle. I know I say y'all's names like 5 times. That's as far up as it will go. So let me scroll down over here and see who's here. Okay. If you are here and you would like for me to shout you out, please make sure you comment so we can do that. Now, we are continuing our deep dive of the new information. Get that out of the way, and trying to figure out what it is that the state attorney's office is trying to tell us. Yesterday, we figured out that obviously Jen is lying. There's actually a couple of things I want to share with y'all. I have to email one thing. somebody said. Basil came in. I had to put him up. Vazard thinks that they possibly want to charge Jen. Jennifer says she heard her Monday morning and she slept with her stepdad. Stefan references himself as stepdad or dad of sorts. Thought of or thinks of me as a dad because he messed it up. Phone collection legally. Downloaded phone. And then did she ever get into the back seat? Was she asleep the entire time? Violent crimes said they were taken over, and they refer to Jen as Stefan's wife. Hey, Christina. Hey, Dana. Good to see you. Marilyn, I see you coming in. Good to see you. Okay, so that was the first 2 interviews. Now we will continue to go over these interviews. So we did that one yesterday. We'll do the next 19-minute clip. I also have finally been able to get Jen Soto's live journal. So we will look at that towards the end of the stream. This video is edited wrong. It's the wrong aspect ratio. And it was like I had just opened my eyes when I uploaded this video that morning. And so I said, if it bothers anybody, let me know and I'll re-upload it. But it's going to look kind of off. And I do apologize about that. Oh, Dana, I'm so glad you were gifted. That's so sweet. Okay, so in this one, it says Stefan says Jennifer slept all day, never mentions the blood appointment. So we're grabbing things out of these interviews that we think are important that the state attorney's office is trying to tell us. And I'm going to grab a couple of things and comments while we start listening to this, and I'll show you those in just a second. In this interview, Stefan recaps the day, but he leaves out the part where Jen goes to her blood appointment. Says she slept all day. What's going on?
Tuesday, February 27th, 12:05 hours for OCSO case 24-011313. Detective Hunt, can you state your full name?
Stefan Stearns.
We're in front of. All right, Stefan. Real quick, you just want to affirm that everything you're about to tell me is the truth?
Yes.
Perfect. So you know kind of why I'm at here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Involving.
Yes.
When is the last time that you saw?
When I dropped her off yesterday morning.
Okay. About what time was it?
Approximately sometime between 8:25 and 8:40-ish is when I dropped her off.
And where were you dropping her to?
I was taking her to school.
Got it. And it's my understanding that you dropped her off like a little bit away from school.
Yeah, she sometimes likes to get dropped off a bit down the road away. She likes to walk over and catch up with her friends, or just not being seen, getting out of a hoopty in front of school.
Okay. And when you say hoopty, you're referring to your
car that she's embarrassed to be seen getting out of.
Got it. Okay.
Now, a lot of you have pointed out that if she's so embarrassed to not be seen getting out of Stefan's car, why didn't he just take Jen's car? Jen's excuse for that, because she was asked that by the police, was that he wasn't covered on her insurance, so she didn't like him driving it. However, when he gets the donut on the tire, he's driving it in the middle of the night all over the daggum place. So that doesn't really make any sense to me. I wanted to, I'll just read you guys this comment real quick that somebody said that I wanted to point out. They said, what irks me that I never see people highlight is the fact that at first, Jen said they wanted to sleep with her that night, and later on said Maddie wanted to sleep with her that night. For one, it's so damn heartbreaking that Maddie likely had a bad feeling and didn't want to sleep with him, but she pushed her to. And secondly, it shows yet again that Jen was highly likely covering for Stefan by saying he too wanted to sleep with Jen. So why would he do something to Maddie? So I do want to go back to that interview that Jen did. The one we talked about yesterday for a little bit. I want to listen to Jen talk about that night and validate basically that she said that they both wanted to sleep with her and then Maddie wanted to sleep with her. I think we need to discuss that. Okay, I'm just going to call you Bitchy. So maybe it was for Disney. Gray Moon, thank you so much for the support. That was so very sweet of you. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. I might be able to access my live and see what the super sticker is. Oh, it says you're number one. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. That was so sweet. Hey, Jen just snaps. Jen just snaps says Jen was in charge way more than she lets on. I agree. Fawny said certain bipolar meds require regular blood tests due with messing with electrolytes and other levels. Yes, they do. I think that her blood work was for her bipolar meds. Bitchy says, do you guys ever get the vibe that the living room flex bedroom was created as a CYA for Jen Soto? She lists everything it has like it's for CPS, was CPS visiting for Rumi's kids. So I haven't heard anything about CPS. I would think that if they did go in, they would say, you got people living here. Like, why doesn't this child have her own room? I don't think CPS was ever called or ever went into the house. But, that's something that we would not be privy to anyway, is my thought process on that. Okay, Hannah, be safe. Anders says lithium wears kidneys out. Yes, I had to get blood test when I was on lithium. I was not on it very long because I was like, yeah, we're not doing this because I didn't like the way it made me feel. Jen just snap says Jim was the breadwinner, and when she said leave, he left. Sorry, I don't know where my mind is at. When she said sleep with her upstairs, they both listened. Yeah, I think that Jim was in control of a lot more than she lets on, personally.
Where did you drop her off at? Do you remember approximately?
It was.
You're good.
It was along the stretch of road, kind of where all those communities are, leading up to the overpass, and then the school's on the other side of the overpass. So I dropped her off along that stretch where all those communities are.
Gotcha. Is it like on the sidewalk or near a parking lot?
There's a sidewalk there.
You're welcome.
And then they've got the church on the other side of the street, and then the overpass, and then the school. So it's maybe no more than a block away.
Okay. Is the school within like eyesight of where you drop her off, or is
the
it
overpass was definitely within eyesight, and the school was literally just on the other side of the overpass.
So, and he says when they go back to that area, and he tries to point out exactly where he dropped her off. Remember, he says, I don't think there's cameras here. And I don't think that we've ever heard of any cameras being where he supposedly dropped her off either. So that's really interesting. He did that. He dropped her off in that area specifically for that reason, obviously. So hard to see. It's good to see you. So hard to see, said that detective's voice sounds like Mr. Rogers. And it's so funny you say that. Because I agree. I was thinking the same thing right when you said that. He does sound like Mr. Rogers. I mean, I guess it would be beneficial to his job title because it would make people more comfortable with him. That's funny that you say that.
Gotcha. So if you were to guesstimate it, would it be like a quarter mile, half mile?
Yeah, maybe like a 5-10 minute walk,
Gotcha.
depending on your speed.
Okay. Hey, Kat. Thank you.
But she also likes the cool morning walks too. She was wearing her hoodie and she was feeling the cold weather, and she likes that.
How common is it of you to drop her off to school in the morning?
It's not common for me to do it. Most of the time her mom does, but I'm up here and I'm helping out as much as I can, and her mom just started working, so
now if we're going to go with the theory that Jen Soto is involved, or the speculation that Jen Soto is involved, it's okay. Where I'm going with this is it's weird to me that everybody says that Stefan has never ever dropped her off, ever. Bestie said that he's never dropped her off. I think Grandma said he's never dropped her off. Roommate said he's never dropped her off and taken her to school, ever. So if this was literally the first time in 7 damn years that Stefan dropped her off, why? Why this time? Why why? I mean, is it because Jen is in on it and was trying to help him cover it and then saying, okay, well, you take her to school. We'll just say it was already planned for you to take her to school. And then you do all of this and that and the third, and I'll be here and I'll just not be involved or whatever, however that scenario or conversation would have went if I'm just speculating. It's definitely not missed by me that everyone else says Stefan has never, ever, not once dropped her off. And then all of a sudden he's coming down specifically to do that. And that's just so happens to be the time that she unfortunately leaves this earthly plane. That's really weird to me. And it makes me feel like she's involved.
She was trying to get as much sleep as possible. And I was doing the school run this morning.
Okay. Do you live here? Do you live somewhere else, or what's that look like?
I live here, but I split my time between here and my parents' place down south in Northport. They're getting on in years and they need some help.
Got it. Okay. For how long have you lived here with them?
Oh gosh, years now, a couple of years maybe now.
Okay. And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So,
night
Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
Indie Girl said, what I was thinking was he probably asked to come for her birthday. Since he was so late, maybe they planned for them to spend time at McDonald's before school. Ugh, maybe not, but just a thought. That's a possible speculation. That would make more sense. If Jen didn't know. Kat said if Jen knew, then essentially they had all day to clean up whatever and plan whatever. Maybe that was so she could get a jump on cleanup while he ran around creating an alibi. I think that's a good speculation as well. Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth said totally never dropped her off and was able to find the school without his phone, and she was asleep the whole time. Right? Make it make sense. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the truth, Anders. Hey, Cara.
Got it. And it's down in Northport that you actually split your time with. When did you start splitting your time between here and Northport?
A little while ago, my dad, I was working at Disney for a while, and my dad was coming up and getting lunch with me. Started discussing how, they're getting on in years and they're going to need some help soon. And they'd really need me to come back down and help them out.
Was that this year or last year?
Last year, heading into this year, yeah.
Yeah, so like December.
Yeah, they're already making end of life plans. So.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's at least they're getting a plan together now.
So normally, if you do drop her to school in the morning, although it's typically not you, is that typically what she requests is to be dropped? Is that from everyone or just because of your car?
She doesn't mind getting dropped off in her mom's car so much. It's the nicer white Sentra over there. But it is very common for her to get dropped off down the road and want to walk up and find her friends and kind of hang out.
Does she typically hang out with her friends only at school, or does she have any in the neighborhood here?
She doesn't have any in the neighborhood here, but she does have friends from school that she gets together with on weekends and whatnot.
Okay. So after you dropped her off sometime between 8:25, 8:40 area, do you remember?
I left my phone at home, so I wasn't sure.
Indie Girl said never a definitive answer. A little while is all he says. Right. And fluffs with his BS. Hey, Mrs. Weird. I like your name. Said only, oh, hey, I finally caught a live. Awesome channel. Love your content. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you caught a live. Glad you're able to be here. Hey, Anatolia and Lori Green. Lori Green said, why did Jen need Maddie home that specific night when she only was supposedly seen Maddie for half an hour? Maddie was at school the next day and Jen didn't want to take her to school. It's a great question. Why did she need Stefan to come up and take care of things so she could sleep when she had the next 2 days off? Like, your blood appointment wasn't even until, like, what, 10:15? You could have easily dropped her off and then went straight to your blood appointment. You might have even had time to grab you some breakfast or a coffee on the way. Like, doesn't make sense. I'm good, Anatolia. How are you doing?
I'm sure what the.
Gotcha. That's fine. Do you remember what you did after?
Yeah, after I left her, I was watching her in the rearview mirror. I was just driving away. She looked like she was making her way towards the school like normal. So I went on with my day. Went over to the vape shop nearby. They were not open yet. So I came back home, hung out for a little while. And then after about an hour, I went to check the vape shop again, and they were open. So I took care of my stuff there, and it became a normal day.
Okay. So just to go through I asked the same questions just to go through everyone's days, but just to go through yours. So you dropped her off at school, and you said you went to the vape shop.
Correct.
They weren't open.
Correct.
Do you remember about what time you got home?
Got home around maybe 10:15.
Gotcha. And was she here?
Yeah, she was here. She had been sleeping in. Her new work schedule has had her kind of messed up, so she was trying to sleep in as much as possible.
Gotcha. So when you got back around.
So in every other interview, including with Jen, he got back and then calls Jen at 10:18 because she was already gone to her blood appointment, and he apologizes profusely for leaving his phone at home. But here, Jen's at home. Jen's at home. She's asleep. She's trying to sleep in as much as humanly possible because she was tired. So why are we not mentioning the blood appointment here? And what is it that the state's attorney's office wants us to take note that he's not mentioning the blood appointment? Could that be a possibility? What would that mean for the case? Why do we need to know that he lied when we already know how much of a liar he is? And thank you so much for gifting 5 speculation station memberships. That was so very sweet of you. Those went to Slowy SO, Ricky Slade, Country Girl Sammy, hers, Rua, and I think that was everybody. If you were gifted from Anne, please tell her thank you if you are aware, and I'll come grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so very much, Anne. That was so sweet of you. I think I have some to gift that I'll try to gift today. Dainty Dane said, when and if he doesn't, a lot of people are going to be disappointed. Yeah, they do sleep too much. Hey, Angie. Aw, that was so sweet. Thank you. That was such a sweet thing to say. Hey, Allie X. Good to see you. I'm going to work on trying to get those memberships to give to y'all. But again, he doesn't say, he says Jen's sleeping when he knows damn well, supposedly, and per every other interview, including Jen's, when he got home at 10:18, he called her and apologized profusely for leaving his phone.
Around 10.
She was just
waking up.
Yeah. So we hung out for a little while, chit-chatted. Then I went and checked the vape shop again, got my stuff, came home again, hung out for a little while. We talked about maybe, doing some BJ shopping or something after we picked up. And then she wanted to take a nap again. I had a couple errands I needed to run, so that worked out fine.
Sorry.
I wanted to check out a couple of the card game shops in the area.
Oh, okay.
One of my trading card games just had a new release, so I just wanted to look at stuff. Ended up getting a flat tire.
Okay.
So that's one of my hoopties.
Where'd you get a flower? Where'd you get a flat tire?
192. That was hair raising.
And that was when you were out shopping during the day?
Yeah. That was between the hours of...
It was hair raising because you had Maddie's body in the car. And if I'm going to go with my speculation, Cara just gifted 10 speculation station memberships. That was so very sweet of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Y'all are so sweet and supportive, shaking out them bushes. Those went to Mermaid in a Wine Glass. I like that. Phyllis McElvin, Anna in Sweden, Ellie W, Kim Casey for Justice, Doxy Mom, Lee Campbell loves Bunny Hop, aw, Shaylin, and Pugs. If you guys were gifted from Cara and you are aware you are gifted, please tell her thank you, and I'll grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to see if it'll let me do it real quick. Yay! Okay. So I'm going to gift 5 in this live, and then we'll gift 5 in another live. Those went to A Curious Rose, Amber K, Laura Arnold, Robbie Watt, and David 67. Congratulations, new members, and I'll grab the crazy train to pick y'all up. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Yay, members! I saw that right before Cara's comment. Before Cara's gift, Southern Cats said, why would he apologize for leaving his phone? That's a good question. And hey, Southern Cats, if I haven't said hey to you. We know he left his phone on purpose, but supposedly, yeah, he apologized profusely to Jen for leaving his phone. What's the deal with that? That is questionable. But to hear him tell it in this interview, she was there. She was sleeping. She was asleep when he got there. They talked about BJ's, and then she took another nap. She was 100% at the house when he got back from running his errands that morning. Hey, Lisa Lynn. Hey, Kathleen. Kathleen said, justice for beautiful Maddie.
To noon and like 2.
Okay. Got it. And then so after
we needed to leave by 2:30 to go get in line and get ready to pick up.
Got it. So you guys both went and picked her up together?
That was the goal. Yes, I was going to go with them, but I ended up getting a flat tire, so she left.
You couldn't.
Yeah, I got back literally 10 minutes after she left, apparently.
Got it. And so forgive me, I missed something. I kind of missed it in the middle of there, but you got back home around 10. You hung out. Mm-hmm. And then y'all just kind of hung out, and then did you separate to go shopping, or?
She took a nap, and then I went and ran my errands.
Okay, got it. And then around noon or 2 o'clock, is when you got flat tire, and she was leaving to pick up.
No, so when we hung out first, I'd gone to the vape shop, which was now open, to get my vape, and then came back and hung out more. And then we separated, and I did my errands, and she took a nap.
Got it.
So again, he says he separated that morning, and then he came back from the vape shop, and she was there, and they hung out more, and then they separated, and he went to go do his other errands, which was unfortunately placed in Maddie's body where it would later be found. Roxanne, it's good to see you. Roxanne said, hey there, everyone, hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you for that. Boomer said, I think it was part of his ruse. Miss Bitchy said, that closet in room number 4 was so empty. Like, how is that even possible? Not a box, not a socks. Not a sock. Yeah, for somebody that's supposed to be renting that room and living there, even if they did just come back, it seems like there would be more in that closet. Rhonda, it's good to see you, said, I wonder if either of the 2 drivers that saw Stefan changing the tire when he dropped Maddie's body off had noted the time they saw him. I think they did. I think one said it was like 12 and one said it was like 1. I'm not sure, though. They do mention times in those interviews. I know it's between 12 and 1.
It was around noonish when that.
Got it. Okay, I just want to make sure I have that straight. So you went back to the vape shop. Which vape shop is it? Where's the vape shop around here?
E-cigarette online on John Young.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was one around here.
Is it e-cigarette, e-smoker, e-something online, but I've been going to them for a while. I think I'll remember their name.
And you made it out there about what time you said?
That was probably just after 11 that I finished up there.
Okay. Got it. Now, can you remember the day prior to Monday? Do you remember, I guess if anything happened between Saturday night and Monday when you were here that might have sparked
She was happy.
wanting to.
She was so happy.
Okay, because it was her party, right?
Yeah, and all three of us are together, and she was just so happy.
It makes me upset when he says that. She was just so happy. It was her birthday. And he's referring to her in past tense, but I mean, when you're recalling the day before, you would say was. So I don't find that interesting. I do find it interesting that he did say in the other interview she thought of me as a stepdad. I mean, thinks of me as a stepdad, something to that effect. That was interesting. Jenny Jen always knows the time. She's got this timeline down to an art. Jen said around 1:20, I believe. Thank you for that. My Jenny Jen always has those times for us. Bad Girl said the hopelessness that child felt is beyond understanding. I agree. It's really sad. Are there any statements with Yolanda? There is one interview. It's not very long. If you want to listen to it, I can play it after this one. It is on my channel, but I think it's got like a weird thumbnail because it was one of the first ones I put out, and you don't know that it's the interview with Yolanda unless you click on it.
Tell me about Sunday night. Tell me about Sunday into Monday. What you remember?
She just had her party.
Hmm?
She was excited.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Just talking about crushes and her singing that was coming up, and he wanted me to come see her sing.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing bad. She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone was happy. There's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened. I showed her the movie Sister Act.
Ah, okay.
She was singing so well, I told her she reminded me of the choir. They got their stuff.
Hey, Blessed on Purpose. It's good to see you. Blessed on Purpose said every adult around Maddie failed her. Yep. Tracy said, just finished watching the crime scene pics video. Jen once said, I watched Maddie like a hawk. How could she not know what was going on? That's a good question. Hey, Mallory Beavers. Yeah, spare us your fake empathy, Stefan. Anatolia said that's what this whole case has been. Yep. And lastly, Miss Weird said, I also find it interesting that they always go on about him getting packages, going to check out trading cards, but they say they have no money. That's a good point. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder where a lot of his money was coming from.
Stuff together and started singing better. I wanted to show her.
Gotcha. So Sunday night, how do you decide like who's going to get her ready for school in the morning and everything?
Her mom requested that I take her to school in the morning so she could sleep in as much as possible.
Okay.
And I agreed. I've done the school run a few times before. It's not usually my forte, but I don't mind helping.
And so shared with me, typically you normally sleep in the upstairs guest bedroom.
Yeah.
And then she and will sleep together in her own bedroom.
Correct.
But Sunday, so to get better sleep, she said she just sent you both upstairs, correct? Yeah. Gotcha.
Good point, mate.
Okay. Do you remember about what time you went to bed and woke up?
Bed, probably 11, quarter after. I was so wound up after her party. And we were getting up really, really early so we could make good time getting out of the door. So we got up around 7.
Yeah, y'all left pretty early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Did you see her at all in the morning? Or was
Yes.
she still asleep?
Yeah, I saw her a couple times. I was in and out of her room talking to her.
Got it. Okay. And that was before you left around, what time did you leave? About 8:30?
No, earlier than that. We made such good time. I mean, we were so impressed. We made such a good time getting out the door. I mean, we were probably out by 7:30, 7:45.
Okay.
because we wanted to get McDonald's breakfast. We'd been talking about it anyway. She ended up not wanting it after all.
Got it. Has been in any trouble at all recently at home?
No, not recently.
No arguments that you can remember between her and mom or her and you? Anything that's upset her?
Not for a while.
When was the last time?
Maybe a month. Typical, mood swing stuff. She has some pretty bad PMS when she gets it, and being a teenager on top of it doesn't help.
Okay. I know all about it. Now you said I think you said she left her phone, right?
Yeah.
Where did she leave her phone at?
She left it in her room. She's ADHD. So am I, for that matter.
Oh, yeah,
so
you left your phone too, huh?
Yeah.
He says, you left your phone too, huh? So he's already picking up on the BS too. So I don't understand what your question. People are on and off about discussing their friend going to the school, and Jen saying it's nothing. Anyone know if that was ever fully vetted? I don't quite understand the question. I do try to vet. I've vetted a lot of things that have been said in this case. Because I try not to put it out unless I vetted it, or say it as a speculation. Going to the school with abuse allegations against Stefan Stearns. I've never heard that, so I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I don't know if that would be public, especially if it's a minor. But I have not heard that. Hey, Miss King of Anything. Miss King of Anything said if you're in and out of her room talking to her and then she's not really sleeping and can take her daughter to school. Good point. Yeah, he's an expert on everything. I wanted to talk to you guys. I was talking to someone last night, and this person brought up the possibility of, like, okay, you know how if somebody gets in trouble with the law or whatever, okay, let's say, I'm just going to use myself for an example. Let's say that I had some substances on me and I got busted for that, right? And the police come to me and they say, okay, we don't really care about this little bag of marijuana you got busted with. What we want to know is who's bringing in the pounds, who's got the ounces, who's got all of the weight, right? So they pay me or they reduce my charges and say, if you can set up a buy with this person, then you'll get out of your charges. Okay. Now we were discussing the possibility of Jen Soto. Like, do you guys think that it's possible, like a possible speculation, that Jen Soto, when they gave her the immunity interview, it's not necessarily for information that she knew, but maybe what she saw going on as far as transactions between Stefan Stearns and other people from the community. Now, I personally, I don't think he would have let her be privy to that information. But then I think about where she says in the interview, oh, he steals from his parents all the time, but he would never do that to me. Like, I know he wouldn't steal from me. The only reason you would think that he would steal from, you would know that he stole from his parents, but you would think he wouldn't steal from you, as if he hit you with some big secret or some big thing. And it's like, in Jennifer Soto's mind, she's like, well, if he trusts me with that, if he tells me this big thing, then of course he's not ever going to lie to me. Of course he's not ever going to steal from me, because if he was going to betray me and he knows I have this bit of information on him that could get him in really big trouble, then why would he do that? He would never do that to me. His parents, yeah, but like not me, because, I have all this dirt on him, right? So do you think that she would have known about Stefan trading like the 37,000 or 3,700 other images? Like, ever, do you think they're trying to figure out if she had ever seen anything or knows of anybody that he could have been trading with? I don't think so. I don't think he would have ever trusted her with that, but I'd love to know what y'all think. Mayflower, good to see you, said, I also find it odd that the teacher Jen contacted was the same one that got arrested for CP. Yep. That was really odd to me too, because there was only one teacher she contacted, and then we find out that he gets in trouble for CP. Hey, Tracy. Tracy said prosecutors waiting for Jen to get on the witness stand. That's when Jen will destroy herself with her own words. I hope so. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I hope they tear her a new one on that stand. Blessed on Purpose said Stephen Stern said he also went downstairs for a walk to let off some steam. Also remember the love poem he wrote Maddie. Yep. I'm going to try to see what y'all were saying about the... Cat R said could be a possibility if he's really networking and she didn't know. So Hard to See said I thought he loved her like I did. I was always worried about the Woody Allen situation. Yep. Indie Girl said, in my opinion, Jen Soto felt like she was special. I agree with that. I could see that. Jenny Jen said a friend told her mother and her mother told Jen, and Jen's response was, you know how girls are. Not sure if it's verified, but it was going around. Oh, wow. Okay. I would have to verify that, but yeah. Careful is CSAM, not CP, but you know that. Slip it. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. If I said CP, I apologize. In my honest opinion, I don't believe he would trust her with that information. Okay. Lori said, but we really don't know who Maddie, we know he abused Maddie, but I'm assuming the police can produce evidence because we know he disposed of Maddie doesn't prove that he killed her. I agree with that too. I'm here for it. Thank you for being here. Mayflower is exactly right. I did not know that connection. Really? That's why you think Jen did it? And then lastly, before we get back to it, Rhonda says, yes, I think Jen knows that Stefan makes his money by nefarious means. Maybe not the CSAM, but she knew he was shady. Yeah. Definitely possible.
So we try to be on top of her about that, not forgetting things, but we're also a bit forgetful too.
Got it.
But yeah, it's not uncommon for her to forget everything. That
she leave it in her room or she left bedroom?
It in her room. She must have been grabbing her shoes or a hoodie or something and set it down, and that's just how it goes.
Okay. Got it. Gotcha. Is it typical of her, I guess, to forget things like that?
Yeah, very, very typical.
Cool. Got it. All right, man. Well, I mean, you know her better than I do. Is there anything you can think of that, as someone who doesn't know her, that I might be missing out on here? Like somewhere she may like to be, or somewhere
everything that everywhere that we think she could possibly be, we've checked. And I mean, literally, the whole family is just.
So you know that
Katie, thank you so much for the super sticker. That says, how's it going? That's so cute. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate that. Mrs. Weird, the immunity interview takes place after Maddie's body is found, but we learn nothing new from it. Hey, Barb. I hope, you know what, I hope that Maddie is looking down from heaven, and I hope she sees the justice that she's getting. And I hate that it had to be in death, but I hope that she knows that everybody out here cares about her and knows her story, and the whole world knows who she is now. I hate that it had to be after death, but at least everybody knows her name. Most people, you know. Fawny, I love you. So sweet. His voice is equivalent to hearing someone chew, said Cara. And Southern Cat said, can they even use the CSAM from the hard drive since Ellie didn't find it? Good question. Good question. I don't know. I would think so because it's still illegal. Cindy from sunny South Florida, it's good to see you. Cindy said maybe Jen caught him and ended her. Remember, she said she couldn't believe that they were in a relationship when the police showed pictures. It's a possible speculation. Lastly, Tracy said Stern's word against Jen evidence. He said, she said, unless court can find videos, pics involving Jen, she will walk. But her life is over either way, thank God. Yeah. And they said in the July interview with Chris Stearns that they went through the phone line by line, thousands of hours, and said Jen Soto wasn't involved. So as devastating as that is, I mean, that's the stance that we know of right now. Hey, Bogart.
That the deputies found the video from the church last night of her in the parking lot.
We heard that they saw someone.
So can you think of a reason that she might have gone and waited in that church that's across the street for a couple minutes before she would have headed back off to school?
No. I mean, she had time to kill, so I don't know. She said she was going to hang out and find her friends, but when I left her, she was on the other side of the street, rummaging through her backpack and just kind of moving towards the school area. So it looked normal.
What do you think she was looking for?
I assumed she was just looking for some headphones or something for her walk, but she might have been looking for her actual phone.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's all I can really think of at the moment. I think I have a phone number for you. I tried calling you earlier, but you might have just been asleep.
Yeah. So sorry.
No, it's okay. 256-1832.
That's correct.
Gotcha. What's your address when you stay down south?
When I'm down south, it's 2341 Snug Street, Northport, 2 words. Florida is 34286. That's my parents' house, though. I do not like being there if I can help it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice of you to help them out.
It's just.
It's weird to me that they still keep redacting the names in these interviews, but they didn't redact the dad's address. Cara said, in my opinion, she knew about the unaliving at least. That's why she stayed behind when everyone was looking for her. She cleaned up. I think so. I think it's possible speculation. Kat R. said, this is eerily similar to the Naziah Harris case. In that case, I think family members knew the SA was happening. Scary to think. So many turned a blind eye. Kat R., I've talked about the Naziah Harris case. That case really upsets me because I hate to say this, but that child was obviously pregnant. If someone had seen Madeline Soto looking as pregnant as Naziah Harris did, somebody would have done something. And that pisses me off. That case, I get heated over the Naziah Harris case. I go off about that case. That case is something else. I can't even begin. Tracy said, did anyone notice that I can't breathe? Jen says, wouldn't Alan's stepdaughter's mom, when she found out, said the same thing? That's possible, but I could see it in both situations. Like, I wouldn't be able to breathe if I found out my husband was going to date my daughter either. So I don't find that weird right now. Maybe later down the road, but I don't find it weird right now. You can't, so it won't let you post links in my chat, but I'll look for that interview from Plunder and we can go over it. I'll look for it and see about the school stuff.
Stressful environment full of poodles and deaf old people.
So after you dropped off the first time at around 8:20 or so, you didn't to get to the vape shop, do you have to like swing back around at all to where the school area is? Is there any chance she saw your car or something and was flagging you down? Or
no, I basically just turned around right there.
Barb, yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, I was stating earlier that I thought that was so very sweet of you, and it was very kind of you to do that. And I appreciate that. And I explained that when I started my channel, I said I was never going to drop a Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo because I don't agree with that. I think that if you want to support a creator, that you do it through memberships and super chats and super stickers. And I just thought that was so sweet, and I knew it was meant for me. But the reason there's a Cash App and Venmo on my page is because for fundraising, because we raised funds for the Hurricane Helena victims in December, and we raised $650, and YouTube took half of that. So I had to take the other like $300 and donate it out of my pay that month, which was fine. But because of that, I made a Cash App and a Venmo for fundraising. So I know it was meant for me, but I did want you to know that I am going to put it with the money that I'm donating to Madeline Soto's school to go to chorus or music or something like that. The assistant principal is supposed to call me back Monday. If she hasn't, I'm going to call her back. So if anybody wants to donate to that, you can go click on my channel, and there's a Cash App and Venmo. Right now, we're at $430 that has been donated to go to Madeline's school to just try to give back, for covering this case and things like that. I wanted to do something for her birthday. For her birthday, I streamed that day, and I said everything I made from that stream and everything people donated would go to her school in her memory. And then on the day she died, we had a day of silence. Yeah, I don't know. I think they need to do some better background checks. Indie Girl said, don't forget to hit the like. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And again, that was so very sweet of you to do that. And I really appreciate that. That was just really sweet of you. I did want you to know, though, that it is going to go for that.
Okay, so there's no chance she would have like seen you from that church parking lot when you were swinging back around to the vape shop?
I would have already been gone at that point.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to figure out, what might have cost her to go there and then what cost her to leave. Because I think she did stay there till about 8:50, just before school starts. When does school start? 9:30?
9:15, I think, is the latest that they should be there by. I think it starts around 9:20 officially.
Gotcha. Is she familiar with that parking lot at all? Is that somewhere she hangs out?
I mean,
or
a lot of the kids will sort of rendezvous there before heading into school.
Gotcha. Do you recall seeing any other kids walking in the area when you were dropping her off?
We were earlier than usual. She was confident that it was fine. She was just going to hang out and wait for her friends.
Okay. Did she mention that to you at all? Or
Yeah,
did she say anything?
I asked her, because we were a little early. We still had some time to go. I said, you want me to wait with you? She said, no, just drop me right here. I'm going to walk up and find my friends.
Okay.
Which is something that she normally does anyway. It wasn't out of the ordinary, and I agreed to it. She looked like she was making her way towards the school, and I went on with my day.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. I'm going to go ahead and end this.
Okay, so what we'll do next, I know somebody wanted to hear Yolanda's interview, so I'm going to grab that real quick, and then we'll look over Jen's live journal. Now, the live journal is from when she was still a teenager, but it can give us some insight on her relationship with her mother during that time period. I had been looking for it for a while, and then one of my moderators was finally able to get it off of Reddit. I have not read it much. I haven't read it, actually. I saw like one post, the first one, and I think I stopped. And then just continued reading it. That was sweet of you, Barb. It's way down. It was like one of the first ones I put out. Janice Gypsy, good to see you. Rhonda said, I imagine there would be a lot of trauma for the kids at Maddie's school from what happened to Maddie, as well as the double whammy of having a teacher at the school being caught for the same thing. Yeah, I feel really bad for them. And it makes me feel good to know that we as a community over here were able to raise money to send for that, to send for the school, or, some kind of music or something in Maddie's name. It makes me happy to know that we were able to do that. And I really appreciate y'all for that. That was so very sweet of you. So this is the only interview we have with Yolanda.
Tuesday, February 27, 13:11 hours. Detective found for SAO case 24-011-313. Can you state your full name? And what's your relationship? And so, do you recall the last time you spoke?
That was Sunday. I celebrate her. Yes.
And is that the last time you saw her
That's
too?
the last time I saw her.
Got it. And so I won't keep you too long, but it's my understanding that it's not uncommon from school to hear sometimes.
She did it like a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that normally like when she's waiting for pick her up, or?
Yeah. Sometimes the office and pick her up. She walks from school to here.
Okay.
She did it like maybe, I don't know, 5-6 times.
Okay. So just a few times she's done
Just a
that.
few times.
So that's why Jennifer would have come here yesterday to see if she had maybe
Yes, maybe she
come
walked
here.
here. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what Jennifer told you yesterday?
No, she's waiting here at school, but she doesn't come out. She's not. I don't think she's here. Maybe she walked to school to the office, and I was like, okay, I'll wait here. It was 4:30, 4:35, 4:40, and she never showed up.
This is Jennifer's mom, Yolanda. Yeah. Tracy, there's a lot of speculation about Jen and her relationship with her family. So I don't know.
Okay.
So, and we went together to school, but the office were closed. It was only the after program they were open. So we went to verify to school in the program. She didn't. While we went to the school, Jennifer called 2 friends that she has, and they told that she never made it to school.
Got it.
That's when we find out everything. She wasn't in school.
Did she tell you who took her to school yesterday?
I've never picked up on the fact that Yolanda said she called 2 of Maddie's friends. I only knew about her calling Bestie. That's interesting to me.
We know Stefan. Yes.
Okay.
Came here to, I don't even know. I guess for
Gotcha. Okay. So does he live there with them still, or
no.
no? Gotcha. He just came. Does he?
I guess he just came to visit.
Got it.
Yeah.
When did?
I'm not sure, but I know he moved back in December to Punta Gorda. He moved out of the house.
Okay. And it, as far as you know, it's because they.
As far as I know, I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. But he came back this weekend, maybe
came back
for.
just- I guess-
Hey, Ashley. A lot of it's redacted, but we do get information from it that we didn't have before. This whole part's redacted.
It. I guess, is it common of Stefan?
I guess sometimes he did. Yeah.
Got it. And did he say where he dropped her off at all?
He said he dropped her off in the corner of Urbana. There is a building there, it's called Urbana.
So she did say that I guess it's common. I guess he does sometimes, which I thought that she had said he never did. So that changes. I need to write that down because I misheard that the first time, I do believe.
Urbana.
It's
Town Loop, and I don't even know the name of the street.
Okay. By
I
Urbana.
was right in the corner.
Got it. So he dropped her off there, and then did he say what happened after?
He said that he just walked, like going to school, and then she stopped for a few seconds. I guess she was looking for her phone.
Yeah.
And then he just kept going.
Okay. Run away before, or ever wanted to go somewhere else or hang out with her friends without permission or anything?
Not that I know.
Okay. Is there anywhere you know of that she likes to hang out or go to clear her head if she's ever upset, or a place that she likes to go?
One day she was upset. I guess she had a fight. And she called me crying. And I was like, I'm walking around the neighborhood. I was like, why are you doing that? She's like, I don't want to be in my house right now because I am mad at me. I was like, you know what? Go back to the house. Don't walk alone in the street. And she said, okay. So she went back. That's the only thing I knew it happens. That was, I think, like a year ago. That happened like a year ago.
So when Maddie was 11, just about to turn 12, her and Jim were fighting so bad that Maddie had to leave the house and was walking around the neighborhood alone, to the extent she called her grandma, and grandma was like, you need to go back to the house. It's not safe. I think this is the one where she says she never liked Stefan. It was either this one or on the news. Tracy said, Jen says Stearns cluttered the room. Number 4 was Bear playing tripod, the cream. Yeah, it was. Hey, Perfed. It was the Canadian neighbor who said he never dropped her to school. Thank you. Mrs. Weird said, I'm so glad Maddie at least felt love of her grandma, aunts, cousins, etc., because her mom was not it. I agree. I'm glad the Navy saved your life, Barb. Yeah, I like to think that she looked down as well. Kim Casey for Justice has been a member for 2 months. She said, been gifted 2 months in a row a free membership. Thank you. That's so awesome. I'm glad you've been here for 2 months. That's so awesome. You think that's what happened that night? It's good to see you, Nessa.
Okay.
And then after that, I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Do you have any concerns with, I just ask this because I have to, do you have any concerns about either Jennifer or Stefan with ever raised alarm with you that you can remember?
I never liked him. Don't ask me why, because I don't even know myself. It's because I guess he doesn't work, he doesn't do anything. I mean, he's just there because he suffers from a lot of things.
Okay.
And I mean, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't work, he doesn't help you. It's something that, it's not my life, but I just ask her, that
Okay.
was her answer.
Got it. So typically, does she you or anything from the phone?
No,
Not much?
not much.
Do you remember the last time you spoke with her before Sunday?
Well, I spoke to her Friday, because she slept over my house.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I came here to work. And
Okay, so I had thought too that she went to grandma's on Wednesday. She said Friday she slept at her house. So I've had that wrong. So Friday is when she went over to grandma's. Write that down. There was something else I was going to say, but now I forgot. Oh, it's weird to me that she said she never texted her. They didn't talk through text much because it seemed like with Jen and Stefan, that was about the only way they talked was through text or FaceTime. So that's interesting to me.
after here, I was going to a party.
Gotcha.
And I told my husband to was going to take her. And she started crying. She said no, she doesn't want to go. So she didn't go at all. So my ex-husband went to pick her up.
Okay.
And they spend the day together.
Do you ever pick her up from school, or does your ex-husband ever pick her up from school?
Yeah. I don't know about my ex-husband, but when I have to, I'll go and pick her up. If not, Leticia.
And when you pick her up, where do you pick her up
Just
from?
from the school.
From the school.
Yeah.
Have you ever picked her up from like anywhere else far from the school?
Church.
Church.
Like from the church.
Is that somewhere that she hangs out, or other kids hang out, or?
No. There's a lot of kids there at that time.
Oh, they kind of go there.
Yeah, a lot of kids go there. The parents will pick them up from the church.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Okay, what's a good phone number for you?
So she says that it is.
Have your ID so I can get your name down?
I have it in my.
Oh, that's fine. How do you spell your name?
YOLANDA.
She says it's normal for kids to go to the church to be picked up. So that's where we found out that wasn't out of the ordinary.
Your last name? Your birthday?
9/29/67.
And you do have a Florida ID. I can look up with that. Okay, cool.
So we found out in this interview that she went there Friday night and then she was going to go home and come back for her birthday party, but she didn't want to go home Saturday night. She cried and wanted to stay with grandma, so they let her stay again. And that was Saturday night, I do believe. They did not ask her how often she was at grandma's, which is a good point. I'm sure this isn't the first time Madeline didn't want to leave from grandma's. I think that was often, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, is there anything else important that you think I should know?
Yeah, my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He went to look at the trail, and he was walking, and and he passed by 417 under, and he found the wallet. I have it.
When you say the trail, what trail?
It's like in the back of the school, there is a trail.
Oh, there's a trail behind the school.
Behind the school. Yeah.
Okay, and you found a wallet. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
And if you want to come in and take a look what he found, and he just gave it to me, and I
1319.
And that was all of that interview. And the wallet didn't mean anything. So let's pull up the lab journal real quick since we're talking about Jen's mom. It appears from what I've heard people say, you kind of get an idea of the relationship Jen had with her mom. Oh, thank you guys to the people who just sent me cash apps. Those will go for Madeline's for the fundraiser for that. There's 2 people. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet. Thank you guys. That was so sweet. Okay. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, so those cash apps that you guys sent will go to the fundraiser for Madeline's school. So I'm not sure what it's at now. If it was at $430, it would be at $460. $460, I do believe, is what we will be donating to the school in Madeline's name. That was so very sweet of you guys. Okay. Trying to get it pulled up for you. Ooh, this is going to be hard for me to read. I should have printed it out. It's not much. But it's from, I do believe it's from 2010. Miss Bitchy said, does anyone here think Stefan tried to physically go to the birthday party? Hence why Yolanda said, why is he here? There's this one pic of a guy holding a plate of food somewhere and my mind goes crazy. I haven't heard that. Kalisa said, I wish they would have questioned the grandma more about if Maddie frequently didn't want to go home, how often that happened, if Maddie ever said why she didn't want to go home. It's a good question. I think if she'd ever admitted that what was going on, I don't think Yolanda would have sent her back. I think Yolanda would have done something personally, but I could be wrong. Miss King of Anything said, and on Saturday, isn't that when Maddie was upset and anxious, maybe not wanting to go home because she knew Stefan was coming? I think so. Hey, Joyous. Oh, you're not late. You got here right when you were supposed to be here. And then Blessed on Purpose says she cried Sunday, also the day of her party. She didn't want to go home Sunday either. I've heard that. I have heard that. Okay, so hey, this is so small. And I don't see how I could make it any bigger. So this is called Living is Easy with Eyes Closed. Isn't that just ironic? That's the title of it. I'm on a different page when I read this, so I won't be able to see everything. And that's a picture of her when she was younger. Okay, now it's going to cuss. I'm just going to start reading them. On the 19th of February, 2010, at 11 p.m., she wrote, I need some fucking friends. I really need, like Paul Rudd in I Love You Man right now. I've always believed in having a few but very close friends, quality over quantity. Too many friends can spread you too thin. Seriously, who has time to deal with way too many friends? Lately, I've felt like new friends I do have are way too busy for me or just really live really far away. We all went to different colleges, moved out of state, and some out of country. It just sucks when some of the most important people in my life live so damn far. My dad, my man, one of my besties, geez. The few friends I do have left in town are now with their significant others, married with babies, etc. Okay, cool. We all do grow up and do the grown up thing, but damn, don't fucking ditch me. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, being ditched by friends or for their spouses or boyfriend. Christ, you see the man every fucking day. I see you once in a while. Don't cancel me out. I came home mostly to see you, but fine, whatever. And so now I'm at home in my room watching shitty HBO. I've been needing a drink since 2 p.m. and this house is dry. Damn it. I need new friends. For you mixtape. So that tells me that she's very much selfish. She needs to be the center of attention. She wants to be, she's lonely. She wants to be the center of attention, especially if you're getting jealous over somebody with their significant other. It takes me to the Woody Allen comment, with the speculation of the Woody Allen comment was made because she was thinking, and possibly this is a speculation, but a speculation to that theory is that she was like, well, okay, but like you can't leave me. You guys can be in this relationship or whatever, but you can't leave me when she gets older. You guys have to stay here and be with me forever. I have to be part of your I have to be you have to stay here with me and live here with me forever. Like, I think that's kind of what went on, if I'm speculating myself. She does come off as narcissistic, Cat R. Yep. It made me cry reading she wanted to be a mom to a daughter, regardless of my criticisms of her choices. Oh, goodness, I haven't read that part yet. Sounds like what Stefan Stern said about Maddie. Good point, Jeep. All right, let's read the next one. I would seriously les out on Katy Perry, Zoe Deschanel, and Penelope Cruz. That was the 21st of January 2010. January 20th, 2010, she said spring 2010, my first semester back after a year. So far, it's okay. My roommates are super cunts, but whatever. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go down to the bottom and start from there. So we can start from the beginning. So it starts, the beginning is January 20th, 2009. She said, today I'm proud to be an American. We're making history today for having the first African-American president in the United States. It feels like November 4th again. Thank you, Barack Obama, for this hope you've given us all. That was the 20th of January, 2009 at 11:40 a.m. Okay. What the hell? I'm sorry. Jen is just vile, narcissist, sociopath. When it came to Madeline Stern's shoes, her true colors. Yeah. Kathleen said no one in Jen's family looked for Maddie. Shows. Oh, okay. Okay, Tracy. Okay, the second one is from the 2nd of February, 2009 at 3:48 p.m. It says, baby, if it's our fault, maybe I can meet you in the morning. I've only been here a month, and this is exactly what I needed. I needed this break, a break from life and responsibility, and from all this, I've gained clarity. I feel like I'm ranting while high, but I'm not. I swear, I just have this amazing feeling that I can't describe. I'm happy, just so damn happy. I guess I found myself. I've decided what I want to do in school and the rest of my life. I've also decided that the city life just isn't for me. I prefer the country and suburbia. I want space and freedom. I hate that there aren't many trees here. O-Town, except for my arrival pretty soon, hopefully before my 21st birthday, which is exactly 1 month away. GD, I'm getting old. Edit. So I call my mother and let her know that I figured out what I want and how happy I am. She tells me, excuse me, that's great, but you can't come back and live here. Thanks, Ma. Hopes and dreams totally crushed. Don't expect me anytime soon. So her mama won't let her come back and live with her. I wonder what the hostilities were in the household that made her mom not want her to live there. So that shows that it was before Stefan even got involved with her that her mom had a dislike for her. Rhonda said Jen was so wrapped up in her own needs, I think she made it easy for Stefan to abuse Maddie. Maddie was never Jen's focus. Parents can have their own lives, but kids are vulnerable and they need watching. Right? I agree with that 100%, Rhonda. Jeep said, I don't blame Yolanda. I don't either. Hey, Miss Kimmy. Okay. Now, the 19th of February, 2009, she said, totally relaxed and listening to the Beatles. Speaking of the Beatles, I've decided when I do have children, they'll be named after Beatles songs. Jude, Lucy, Prudence, Sergeant Pepper, haha, Michelle, Eleanor, Ellis, Penny, Lane, and Mackenzie. Can you tell I want girls? Not much has gone on the last couple of weeks. I've decided to move back home. I'm doing this whole Orlando TSU move. I think I've got it figured out. Whatever. Don't know when the permanent move will be before May for sure. I'll be home Saturday to visit, the 21st through the 4th. I was excited to come home, but plans seem to be fucking up already, per usual. I might extend my stay until the 9th so I can spend my sister's birthday with her in Miami. I miss her so much. I'll be spending my birthday at home, 21. Geez, I feel hella old. And then the next post is from the 17th of March 2009 at 4:53 p.m. It says, scatterbrained. I'm starting to get quite irritated at myself for not being able to make a decision. I don't know what I want, therefore no decision shall be made soon. Fucking A. I hate having so many options on my plate. I am a dreamer. I just wish I was more of a realist. And then I'll read this one and come back to y'all. This is the 20th of March 2009 at 12:29 a.m. I love Yoshi. And I'm not lying, you whore. Good night. Okay. Well, evidently she loves Yoshi. Jen needs to be dependent on someone. Yes. Yes. I agree. Hey, Abellas. Jeep Sahara, I agree. You think so, Barb? For the people who say they don't blame Yolanda, oh, yes, you can. She is selfish just by the way she talks. Anyone can say it. You think so? You think so? I mean, bipolar is genetic. And not trying to get too personal, but I don't get along with my mom either. I'm sure there's some journal entries out there somewhere that I wrote, probably feeling the same way about my mom at the time. This next one is the 20th of March, 2009 at 4:13 p.m. I'm not even going to pretend that I can read that Spanish because I cannot. But it says down here, I've decided I'm going to speak and write more Spanish. I need to correct it and expand my vocabulary. I also need to figure out where to put the accents. Yep, that's it. 23rd of March, 2009 at 12:13 a.m. She said, last night was fun. Adventure and tacos in Spanish Harlem with Steph. Party. And my first real game of beer pong, and I won. Oh, I got drunk too, which never happens. Had a boy hold my hand, freaked out and left. Haha. What the hell was that about? All in all, great night. The 9th of April 2009 at 9:23 p.m. It said it snowed yesterday. Today it was 60 degrees and wonderful. What is this wacky weather? Anyway, Andy, Tony, Buddy, and I have a Colombian picnic at Fishing Meadows Park, Empanadas, Colombina, sandwiches and cookies. Lovely, but now I feel like a fat ass. I'm happy, so happy. I moved back to Florida in 15 days. I start school May 11th. Things are starting to look up. Pictures soon. And then this last two real quick that I'm going to read before I come back. This is the 10th of April, 2009 at 2:59 p.m. It says, Kanye can explain better than I. Man, I promise she's so self-conscious. She has no idea what she's doing in college. The major way that she measured, I don't make no money, but she won't drop out. Her parents will look at her funny. I'm not even going to pretend to sing that song, but we all know the song. So that's all that one is. And then the 1st of May, 2009 at 12:05 p.m., she said, I just want to be loved. Damn it. There, I said it. That's a profound statement coming from her. I think that is a big issue for her. She did just want to be loved. And if we're going to go with that Jen didn't know anything and give her grace, did her need to be loved? Like, could Stefan smell it from a mile away and he preyed on that because she was vulnerable, because she just wanted to be loved? Did he use that to get to Maddie? Do you think that that's a possibility? Rhonda said, Jen always comes off as very immature in both her language and actions. It's like she's 14. I agree. Traded love for her daughter. Yeah. Yeah, bad girl. Queen of Hearts said, didn't want someone to love. She wanted to be loved. Right. Right. Exactly. Yep. Pitchy said 100% he created problems just to resolve them. Yep. Yep. Y'all are agreeing. Very profound. Okay, the 20th of May, 2009 at 6:24 p.m., she wrote, I'm officially a college dropout. It just wasn't for me, and it took me 3 years to realize it. I have a plan, but I'm keeping it to myself for now. I don't need to hear shit or negativity. You'll find out soon enough what it is. Only a few select people know what's going on. And the 21st of May, the next day at 10:14 p.m., she wrote, Dear ex-boyfriend, I was looking through an old journal of mine and found your secret love note. It was kind of cute. You wrote it for me right before you moved to MIA in 2005. Brought back some memories. Thanks for that. But I still sort of hate you. 29th of May 2009 at 7:54. I know I'm probably the most indecisive person you know, but do you really need to tear me down like that? Fuck. I've decided I'm going to do this for me, and all you do is spread your negativity about it. I'm on a strict diet because I need to make weight by Tuesday. You know this, so what do? Make fucking steak and tell me how delicious it is. Don't you want this? Yes, I fucking do. What the fuck? Would you shove that shit in my face? Bitch. Also, you telling me I'm going to fail doesn't make me feel any better. This is why I moved out in the first place. This is how you are, and I can't stand it. Thanks, Mom. Not for being there, for not being there for me when I needed you the most. What am I talking about, really? I've decided to join the U.S. Navy, and she wants me to fail. Thanks for being number one, Mom. But you know what? I'm doing this for me, to better myself, and I will prove you wrong. I can do this. I'll be made official on Tuesday. It'll be made official on Tuesday. That's really sad. If that, I mean, you know, as a teenager or a young adult, we all perceive things that our parents do as like maybe vindictive. Not all things, but things like that can be mean and hateful. Maybe her mom didn't mean it to be hateful to her, or maybe she did. We don't know. I mean, again, like I've said before, I was not there. I did not see. I do not know. But the fact that she felt like her mom made steak just to kind of shove it in her face and be like, you know, this is delicious, when she knows she's trying to lose weight, it's sad. Bitchy. That's awful. Bitchy said this is why Jen didn't get a party plate sent home. That's awful. Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see that she felt that way. I can remember feeling like that sometimes. Maybe it wasn't necessarily directed at her that her mom made steaks that night. Maybe it wasn't, you know, to upset her, or maybe it was, but it does suck feeling that way, especially as a teenager or as a young adult. Rhonda said, you have to be able to love in order to be loved and to receive love back. It's all about what she wants, not what she has to offer someone else. And that's another great point. Yeah, Pointer lover, it's good to see you. No support from her mom. But I don't think she ever joined the Navy, to be fair. But yeah, that is messed up. Hopefully her mama didn't do it that way. She might have just perceived it that way. Because like I said, as a teenager, I thought everything my mom did was to get back at me or to be mean at me. And it really wasn't. Sometimes she did, but a lot of times it wasn't. It was just me. Okay. On the 30th of May, 2009 at 12:31 p.m., she wrote, 12:38 a.m., rest in peace, Catherine Lee. I love you. I'll be in New York City by Monday. Should be there until the 4th of July. I guess I'll finish out my Navy things there. The 2nd of June, 2009 at 4:48, she said, question to you all. How do you make a decision and stick to it? I've always had a problem with that. I'm finding myself lost once again. I'm blaming New York City on it. I'm staying here all of June until after the 4th of July. The whole Navy thing is up in the air at the moment. So is my life. What the fuck do I want? I really have no clue. I'm once again looking into schools here in New York City and New Jersey. Kathy's viewing is tomorrow and her funeral is on Thursday. I really miss her. So that part, I'm having trouble. How do you make a decision and stick to it? And saying I've always had a problem with that, that makes me think about her relationship with Stefan. She broke up with him. She told him to move out, and then he's back in December, possibly moving back in because they're going to try to work things out. Did she catch them? I mean, again, this is just speculation. It's my speculation. I was not there. I did not see. I do not know. But is it possible that she caught Maddie and Stefan and said, you know, Stefan, you got to leave. This is not acceptable. You got to move out. And for whatever reason, she didn't call the law or turn him in. And then like Maddie being as groomed and warped as she was by Stefan, thinking that it's normal, was like Stefan coming to Maddie and probably getting her to ask her mom for him to come back or something. What if they both were like, oh, we love each other and we want to be together, because this monster had abused Maddie and groomed her and all of that. And what if she was like, okay, well, you just can't leave me when you turn 18, like the Woody Allen situation. I mean, I've thought about that, as sad as it is. I don't know. It's hard to figure this thing out. Kalisa Cat said, also got to remember, Jen is pretty young here. If anyone read my journals from that age, it would be pretty cringe. I thought I was grown up and mature and knew it all. Pretty cringe. Right. Mine too. I think we could all say that. Navy would have thrown her out the first week. I wonder. Kat said, remember at some point she felt she couldn't risk something. Yes. If you need to protect your peace, please leave. And I do not mean to upset anybody with my thoughts, opinions, and speculations. If I did, I do apologize. This one is the 20th of September, 2009 at 2:46 p.m. Guest etiquette. I've had visitors this weekend. It's all been good and fun, but I've just noticed a couple of things that have me completely pissed. 1, dishes, do them. I am not your maid. 2, what the hell gives you the right to use my loofah? Oh, God. Smells like manly body wash, not mine. 3, this has me boiling. Jizz in my towels? What the fuck? I know that's what it is because I asked and they told me straight up, seriously, you think that's appropriate to jizz in my brand new towels I just bought? I don't know what you fucking have. Even if I wash them, I'm going to be freaked out about it. Yeah, I won't be inviting them up for a while. I'm just super fucking pissed. I mean, that would piss me off too. You going to go to the length of using my loofah sponge and then just, God almighty. Jeep, I agree. I agree with you. Jeep Sahara said Jen couldn't endure half of what Maddie went through with Stefan. And it's really sad to think about the way he groomed her. I mean, just all the things she went through in her short, beautiful life. It's really sad. That was gross, though. I get mad if people don't do their own dishes. I would definitely be pissed if somebody used my damn loofah sponge, especially considering mine are organic and I grew them myself, and then you're going to use mine and make it stink. No, I'm good. I'd be real mad. Took me a damn season to grow that, too. Nope. Mrs. Weird said, I'm going to be honest. I'm wondering why Jim wasn't suspicious that Stephen Stearns was okay being on and off with her for so long when they hadn't been intimate. That's another good question. Another good point. Hey, Rubber Ramada. Today is my son's birthday. Aw. Well, tell him we said happy birthday. Rhonda said if Jen didn't find out and didn't call the police, she would have done that. Okay, if Jen did find out and didn't call the police, she wouldn't have done that to protect Maddie. It would have been to protect herself or even Stefan. She told Stefan's dad to get him a lawyer. Yeah, that's why I think that she knew. And then saying the sex stuff's not evil, but the homicide was. Well, what makes you say and think that the sex stuff is not evil? Why are you still trying to call and get Stefan a lawyer when you found out what he had done? You're immediately trying to get him a lawyer. Why is that? What makes sense to me is that somehow you already knew, and somehow Stefan had mind warped you or something into believing that it was okay. Hence the Woody Allen comment, like, oh, I'm imagining that Stefan said, oh, we're in love with each other, and age is just a number, and we're going to be together, and all of this and that and the third. And he had Maddie so warped or groomed or even so scared in that moment that he's like, tell her, Maddie. And Maddie's like, yeah, probably scared to damn death and upset. And her, I don't even want to think about what that child, Jesus. But I'm thinking, because it doesn't make sense that she finds out about that and then wants to get him a lawyer, says it's not evil. The Woody Allen comment, again, tells me that she knew and Stefan had normalized it to her. But that's just my speculation. Oh, are you a member? Yeah. Mallory, if you look in my videos where I'm planting seeds, I show you loofah. Loofah gourd, you grow a gourd. It's a loofah gourd. I'm actually growing a lot more this year. But if you look in my thing that I think it's like plant some seeds with me, you'll see my loofah gourds. You grow them and then they dry out and then you cut the outside off and it's a loofah gourd. You can also eat them when they're young. When they're young and they're not dried out. Christine said, proof Jensen have noticed Stephen Stern's juice for years. She did laundry. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay. This one is the 21st of December, 2009 at 6:17 p.m. Things I've noticed, new experiences, and what the future holds. I sing better in Spanish than in English. Weird. A boy told me, quote, I want to kiss you, unquote, and started to sing Lady Gaga Love Game. Yeah, not the best way to respond to that. Had some boy tell me I look great, but would look better with him on top of me. Ha ha ha. I don't need anyone to make me happy. That I must come to do on my own. Driving from New York City to Miami alone on Sunday, leaving my dad, and I'm not as heartbroken as I thought I would be. I still love my daddy, though. Spring semester starts January 4th, and I'm ready for it. Future FIU, here I come. Spending New Year's Eve in Orlando with Andrea, Tyler, and somebody. Might be others. It'll be my first New Year's without my family. It will be a blast. Spring 2010, this is 20th of January 2010 at 12:46 a.m. My first semester back after a year. So far, it's okay. My roommates are super cunts, but whatever. I can handle them. The only thing that came as a super shock, and I'm really excited about this, that I got accepted to do a study abroad program in Paris. Ah, my dream. I'll be taking an art history class for a month. I'm thinking about traveling around for 2 weeks after the program is done. I hope I have the funds. Right now, this is all riding on a loan. That's it for now. Back to my HW fact. Okay. And then the 21st of January 2010 at 7:32 p.m. was where she said I would seriously les out on Katy Perry, Zoe Deschanel, and Penelope Cruz. And then the last entry she made, I'll read it again. Let me see what y'all are saying. Cara said, yeah, I'll bet that's his boxers and Maddie Hamper wasn't the first time they were there. Something tells me that it was common occurrence and she never thought to question it. I think so too. I mean, what else makes sense with her saying what she said? So the last entry is the 19th of February, 2010 at 11 p.m. And it says, I need some fucking friends. I really feel like Paul Rudd in, quote, I love you, man, unquote, right now. I've always believed in having few but very close friends, quantity over quantity. Too many friends can spread you too thin. Seriously, who has time to deal with way too many friends lately? I felt like the friends I do have are way too busy for me or just live really far away. We all went to different colleges, moved out of state, and some of them are out of country. It just sucks. Some of the most important people in my life are so damn far. My dad, my man, one of my besties, geez. The few friends I do have left in town are now with their significant other, married with babies, etc. Okay, cool. We all do grow up and do the grown-up thing, but damn, don't fucking ditch me. That's probably my biggest pet peeve. Being ditched by a friend for their spouse or boyfriend. Christ, you see the man every fucking day. I see you once in a while. Don't cancel me out. I came home mostly to see you, but fine, whatever. And so now I'm home in my room watching shitty HBO. I've been needing a drink since 2 p.m. and this house is dry. Damn it, I need new friends. I'm going to scroll down and make sure there wasn't anything else because I didn't see anything about her talking about wanting to be a mom or her daughter. I just clicked on something to see if anything changes. Yeah, there's a whole bunch more. Okay, so let's see how far this one goes. Okay, so this goes all the way back to the 22nd of November, 2004. She saw that her life was passing her by. She did, indie girl. She did. I don't know if it was Tyler at the time or not. Who is 80 talking about right now? Jen Soto. Oh, yeah. This is Jen Soto's live journal. Okay. Feels like learned helplessness on Jen Soto's part based on her journal post. Yep. Abellis, did you? It shows me at the top, but I didn't see where you gifted because I'm on another page when I read. Oh, goodness. It was far back. Hold on. Nope. I saw that. Okay, wait a minute. Did I tell you thank you for gifting 20 memberships? Because it's up on my thing. Hopefully I didn't miss that. Because it's not showing up. Did I miss your gifting? Or did I tell you? Thank you. Anna, it was on a Reddit post. And it got sent to me. I can link it in the description box, but when you make a journal post online, like there was live journal at the time, I was gothic, so I posted on dead journal. I actually need to go back and see if it's still there. But when you do these online journal post things, they stay there forever. So somebody found her journal and we read it. So if I missed you, I'm sorry. It's not showing up on here. Thank you for gifting 20 memberships. It's not showing up to let me know like who they went to, but I really appreciate that. And that was so very sweet of you. And I really appreciate the support. And I'm sorry I missed you. And I will play the crazy train to pick all of our new members up on the way to Speculation Station. I'll actually play the Polar Express one for you, my lovely Abellas. Thank you so much, Abellis. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet of you. I'm going to, I just grabbed the link to her live journal. I will pin it in the top if y'all want to read it. I'll read this page and then we'll continue on with interviews. So I pinned it in the chat box and then I will leave it in the description as long as I don't forget. What is this? 5 Songs for You mixtape. Oh, it's going to take me to another page. I'll have to go back. That page is unavailable. Okay. So, Friends Only Haas, and it was a picture from the 22nd of November, 2004 at 9:10. And then she doesn't post again until January 1st of 2008 at 4:01 p.m. It says New Year's resolution to have a happier year and to surround myself with amazing positive people. But my main one is to lose weight because being a single fatty is no fun. Haha. Oh, and to do better in school. I really need to. Last night was amazing. I started off the night on the right foot. I spent the night with my loving family and danced the night away. It was funny too because they all got really messed up. I love my Colombian side. Haha. I hope you had an awesome day, New Year's Eve and day. Next one is the 24th of September, 2008 at 11:06 p.m. I'm getting really sick of this. All I see are couples who are totally unhappy with each other but won't leave the relationship. Why? Because they love one another? Bull fucking shit. I see disasters waiting to happen, but I can't say shit. It's really not my place. But it starts to get really annoying when they complain to you about how unhappy they are. If you're not happy and all you do is ever bitch, moan, bicker, and complain, then leave. I see so many couples just settling for what they have. Move the fuck on. Yeah, it's hard, but it'll be better for you in the long run. Please don't settle just because you're afraid of being alone. That's stupid of you, really. Yes, it's an incomplete rant, but I'm too tired to continue. End. You know, that's really profound to me because she complained to her roommate about how unhappy she was with Stefan, how they did not have relations in over a year. And it's like, if you had just went back and read that and followed your own advice, even when you were overweight, you were saying this. Like it's from what I understand, from what you guys have told me, she had surgery, right? And she's like, where did she say it? Like, just because you don't want to be alone. Right there. Please don't settle just because you're afraid of being alone. When she was overweight and probably really self-conscious, she's still saying, please don't settle just because you're afraid of being alone. Yet when she had the surgery and lost all of the weight, she's still with Stefan just because she's afraid of being alone. Why didn't she look back and take her own advice? She knew this. Like, she knew it all the way back in 2018 or 2008, excuse me. She knew to just leave. Even if you were afraid to be alone, you still just need to leave. Why didn't she take her own advice? Bogart, thank you for becoming a member. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. I'm so glad to have you here. I'll come grab the crazy train and pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you again, Bogart, for the support. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Okay.
That going, got that going.
Unplug the pot that warms up water. Open the door for now. I'll.
Can I shut this door?
Yeah. Shut the door because if you plug that fan in, it's going to be loud. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. That's really profound to me. Thank you again, Bogart. I did. Meemaw Sandy, I did. Hey, Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime said, remember Jen's mom said Jen didn't want to be without a man either. Yes, she did. I do remember that. Michelle, what is your opinion? Jen did not watch Maddie like a hawk, more like an ostrich, has their head buried in the sand. Right. Okay, let's continue. The 2nd of November, 2008 at 3:26 p.m., she said, dear me, what's wrong with you? He's bad news. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's listen to this. What's wrong with you? He's bad news. He's undecisive and shady at times. He has a girlfriend who lives 30 minutes away from you, but he still wants you to see him. You overanalyze everything he does. I really hate you for liking him as much as you do. Sincerely, a stupid 20-year-old girl. It's amazing how all of this stuff can be portrayed towards Stefan, yet she knew to just leave back then. That's really profound to me. Bitchy said, this was before she experienced her own trauma, though. Never an excuse, just my thoughts. If anything, you think it would have made her more sensitive to abuse. That's a good point, and I'm glad you said that, Bitchy. Carolina said, apparently Jen Soto is a survivor of SA, but she conveniently doesn't see the signs of her own flesh and blood being violated. There's so much missing. Personally, I think she wanted Maddie to feel pain. I certainly hope not. I hope not. She was, unfortunately, traumatized more than half her life. Maddie. Someone said the same thing the other day. Okay. The next post was from the 9th of November, 2008 at 2:14 p.m. I am one big mixed up mess. Living on your own sucks. I mean, yeah, it has its good times, but when I'm working 40 hours a week and still need my dad to pay for shit for me, I don't think it's worth it. Oh, and school full-time isn't helping. I have no time for a social life. To make things worse, I need to decide on a major soon. I still have no damn clue what I want to do with my life. It goes from education to art history to English to nursing. What the fuck? Make up your damn mind. Jen, I also have no clue where I want to live and make a life. I don't think I'll be staying here in Orlando. New York City seems like an option, but I really don't like it. I don't think I could stand living in New York City, but it would be the cheapest plan for me. Live with my dad and save him the money he sends me. This is how amazing my dad is. He pays for the following: rent, cell phone, school, a little extra to do with what I'd like. Oh, and just to top off how amazing he is, his early Christmas gift to me, $3,000 to pay off my credit card debt. Jesus, I am fucking spoiled. I pretty much work to save up. I really don't splurge and go shopping. I don't spend money on shit, really, just saving. By the way, I think I want to move to Portland. Don't ask me why. I've never been there. But from what I've seen, it seems like a great place to live. Totally an eco-friendly city with a lot of space and nature. Yeah, I'm down for that. I don't think I could ever be a big city girl again. And then on the 11th of November, 2008 at 12:27 a.m., she said, as of today, I'm making my entries public. Oh, snap. I love privacy, but why the hell not? I write my life for others to read. That is the point of an online blog, right? Much love. P.S. The old post will stay private, though. Let me see what y'all are saying before I read the next two. Oh, well, happy birthday, buddy. New York City isn't cheap, but I'm thinking about, like, she could take the subway or something like that. Public transportation would be my thought process on that. I went to Mission Hill, Massachusetts when I was 17 with my boyfriend, and it was like $1,300 for a one-bedroom apartment. I loved it while I was there. I got sick the first time I rode the subway because it just goes so fast. The road I lived on in Mission Hill, it was called Waite Street. And you could see down into the baseball stadium where I think it was, I don't remember, I wasn't there for that long, but they would play baseball and we could go sit at the top of the hill and watch them play baseball. I worked in a sub shop and they used to pay me to say, because I have such a strong Southern accent, they would pay me to say things like, hey, y'all, like they would give me tips just to say, to talk. It was funny. I was 17 and beautiful, so you know how that goes. But anyway, back to this. I need to see if I could get Jen Soto on for an interview. I don't think that Jen Soto is going to be doing an interview with anybody, honestly. This is Jen Soto's journal from when she was young. Oh, Bogart, that was so sweet. Okay. This was from the 15th of November, 2008 at 3:21 a.m. She wrote, it's 3 a.m. and I can't fall asleep. I'm tired, but my mind won't stop racing. I'm over this. Oh, and I'm proud to say that I'm pretty much over him too. Guys are total douchebags and I'm done. I think I'm going to be single for a while. I don't need any distractions from school anyway. Speaking of school, I hate that I'm so indecisive and can't pick a damn major. I'm battling over art history, which I love, or education, which wouldn't be so bad if I were to teach history. But doing art history, I would most likely make a life in New York City, museum curator at the Met or MoMA, y'all. London at the British Museum, or Paris, the Louvre. Eek. And I'm not sure that's the life I want. It'd be pretty effing sweet, but I've got to be realistic too. The odds of me getting these jobs are pretty slim. And I can't be a teacher anywhere I want to, but the question is, I can be a teacher anywhere I want, but the question is where. This is the safer option for me, but I'm not really sure if it's the option I want. Oh, whatever, damn it. I'm too tired for this. Good night. This one is from the 29th of November, 2008 at 10:34 p.m. It's titled Change. Currently, I'm sitting at the John F. Kennedy International Airport here in New York City, pondering my life and feeling quite different about it all. I can't wait to get home. I think I'm most excited about meeting this girl from Craigslist to see her apartment. Yeah, I really want to move out from my current apartment. I can't stand my roommates. Actually, I can't stand one. The other is rarely ever there and has a psychotic, loving cat. The apartment always smells like weed and cigarettes. I really don't want to be around it anymore or be around my depressing, bitching, controlling roommate. I guess we all need to experience this once, dealing with a psychotic roommate, and she eats my food. Fat cow. Anyway, this new girl seems really awesome. We have a lot in common, and she's 21. Her name is Amanda. Oh, and it's a townhouse, not an apartment. It's located in Celebration. It's quite lovely over there. Can't wait to see it and meet her. School is almost over. Finals are next week, and then I have one more semester until I'm done with Valencia. Guess I've settled with education, but now I need to decide what specialty in education. What do I want to teach? I'm guessing English or social studies. I'll be going to UCF after Valencia. Work is going well. The managers really like me. They're cross-training me as a signer and to run the shop that's in the restaurant. I really like my job too. The people I work with are great, and the atmosphere is awesome. It's an Irish pub. What more could I ask for? As for the boyfriend apartment, there's not much going on there. I'm fine with that, but I wouldn't mind one. A girl needs some action from time to time. No, haha. Oh, time to board my flight. Much love. Hmm. 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 She's such a mean person. You think so, Connecticut? She leached onto Juan in the condo. Juan ran away. Van life. Lord of mercy. Lemon Lime said, at least she's realistic about that stupid degree. Only one stupider is mine, fine arts. Oh, that's good to have a fine arts degree. Melissa said, living with her dad was her plan to save money in New York City. Yep. Celebration is expensive. MK Connecticut, yes, a mean hypocrite. Anne said, isn't she bipolar yet? When writing these, I mean, yeah, she is, but I don't know if she would be diagnosed by this time. Okay. This is from the 30th of November, 2008 at 12:05. So December 10th, I'll be moving into Celebration. I met Amanda yesterday and we totally clicked. I'm confident things are going to work out and be all good. Something I've never felt living in this apartment. You don't ever know how excited I am. You don't even know how excited I am. The neighborhood, the town, the roommate, all perfect. I feel like things are starting to go better for me. I have school, work, apartment, and the life working out for me. I hope this lasts for a while. 6th of December, 2008 at 2:13. Looking back on it, I regret ever falling in love with you. A year of waiting for nothing. And I am just full of fail. I don't know if she was talking about Tyler or what. Another thing I'm noticing is the roommate thing. I mean, it seems like her whole life, or like at least adult life, she had been living with a roommate, had a roommate or something going on as far as roommates. So I'm assuming that's why the whole roommate thing was just natural for her. Like she had all that room, so she's going to rent out the rooms to make money or whatever, regardless of whether it was for her or Juan. I mean, she lived with roommates most of her adult life and things, so that would make it, that's what she's used to, that's what she's done, so it's natural for her to have the roommates and things, is what I'm picking up on reading this. I couldn't imagine having Jen as a roommate. Carolina said she knew Tyler was engaged to be married. She tried to hook him with Maddie. It was only a one-night stand and she got pregnant. Jen is selfish then and now. My heart breaks for Maddie. Yeah, it really stood out to me when she said she couldn't bear other people's emotions. And I wondered how many times Maddie heard that. 10:15, he said he arrived home. Jen said he went to her apartment at 10:15 to 10:30. This is what I was talking about yesterday. Yeah, he was lying. He went home and got his phone and called her back and said he forgot his phone profusely. But you would think when she's calling him, she would have heard it ringing and realized he left his phone. But he lied and, well, evidently that's the truth. At that point in time, he was lying and saying that she was at home asleep when she wasn't. Girl said, oh, I have no idea, but maybe you have an idea because I can't read that. Roxanne said, I'm a lifelong Cali girl. Me and my sister plan to see a rocket launch in Florida and Coral Castle, the beaches. Anything else we should put on our list there? I've never been there, but Brenda said, note to self, don't do anything stupid and let the world see your text and journal. Girl, I had one out there. I've got to figure out, I remember the name of it, but I'm going to see if I can find it today after the live. All right, getting back to this. 13th of December 2008, 12:11 p.m. Waking up in yesterday's clothes, smelling of booze and cells. Okay, let me get a sip of my coffee and try that again. Waking up in yesterday's clothes, smelling of booze and stale cigarettes gives me a sort of relief. I'm alive. Yes, these are the sort of moments I live for. Laying here, I try remembering what went on last night, but it's a bit fuzzy. No shit. I can remember last night being a trip. Went to see Josh play up at this restaurant with Sam and Amanda, the roomies. Took a trip to iBar afterwards, in which a random makeout with this kid named Damien occurred, which isn't really like me, but yeah, totally regret it. I'm headed over back to Josh's house where things start to get fuzzy, smoked, shit-faced till about 6:30 a.m. Watch the sunrise, an amazing end to our glorious night. I'm never doing this again. Edit. P.S. 2 months later, and I still regret making out with this kid. Okay. 18th of December 2008 at 10:03 p.m. So I've been single since July of 07. Holy crap, that's a long time, but I'm all right with it. Yeah, I've met a couple of guys since then, but I'm a long-term relationship type of gal, and the dudes I meet either don't want to commit or just want to fuck. I did meet this one guy who was all about a relationship, but GD, he was such a vagina. All emotional and shit. I like assholes. No motherfucking shit, Jen. Okay, thanks, but an asshole who can be nice and lovely at times. Yeah, I know that's pretty hard to find out there, but whatever, I have time. These last couple of days, I've decided a whole lot, like where I want to be in the next 5 years. 1, done with school. 2, a history teacher. 3, living in Portland, Oregon. 4, hopefully married or at least dating someone amazing. These are my goals for so far. I'm sure they're bound to change. Too much going through my mind. I need a break. Edit. Just got an email from Valencia. I'm suspended until the summer for failing my math class and having a 1.88 GPA. Guess I'm taking this a semester off. Got 1, 2, 3. 3 more posts, and then we'll get back into an interview. 24th of December, 2008, 2:17 p.m. Happy Christmas Eve. Oh, and by the way, I'm moving to New York within the next couple of days. Yeah, I know, what the fuck, Jen, but I made this decision last night, and no one's going to change my mind. It's only for 6 months, so there's no harm in it. I think I pissed off my roommates, but it's okay. I love the girls, but I don't want anyone holding me back. I'm living my life to the fullest, and that's that. Being that I have to take a semester off, I'm thinking it's the best thing for me. I just want to live with my dad. I'll save him $3,000 of money because he sends me, and I'm living with my dad. Duh, I love that man to pieces. Oh, and I'll be there to take care of him. His diabetes is through the roof, so I need to watch him. So also, I'll be in New York City. I'll be right by my dad's family, who are fucking amazing, and by my lovely friends, Andy and Liz. LOL. It's so sad. It's sad to say I'm pretty much only have 2 friends up north, but it's all right. I just need to decide when I'm leaving. I don't know if I should just quit my job now or just wait 2 weeks, but I really want to spend my New Year's with my dad. Dang. That's only 1 week away. I need to make up my mind as soon as possible. I'm sorry if this decision sounds really irrational and selfish, but it's my life. I feel like I'm taking control for once. Miss Jim Morrison said Teresa, she only cared about herself. In the one interview, she remembered a doctor's appointment for February, but she needs to look in her phone to remember the time she spoke with Stearns that day. That's a good point. It's amazing to me the things they remember off the top of their heads, but can't remember, like, simple things like where you went yesterday. Did you see Maddie that morning? But you can recall all this other stupid shit because I think it's scripted, in my opinion. Michelle said, wow, she's been a druggie and sex from way back. LMAO. I hope not. We all make, mistakes when we're young. So I don't want to down her for that. I mean, we were all young, dumb, and fully, at one point. So Southern Cat said, of course she loves her dad to pieces. He's supporting her and still is. Yeah. Hey, Bazard. Bazard says, so she was obsessed with getting some form of affection, but wants bad boys. But then picked Stearns, who's pretty much was the opposite, shaking my head, right? It does seem odd that she can't maintain friendships. All right, I'm going to read the last 2 and then we'll jump back into an interview. The 18th of January 2009 at 1:50 a.m. So I've changed my mind on Hispanic boys. And he is my reason. There was a photo. GD, he is fine. Haha. South American and with an Argentinian accent. Swoon. Yerba mate. It been in New York for 2 weeks and I'm starting to love it even though it's only 9 degrees. I'll update more later. And then the last one on this page was the 19th of January 2009 at 10:04 p.m. Snow. The day started and ended with it. It was quite lovely to play with, but not so much to drive in. Swerving isn't cool, haha. Today was eventful. Woke up at 11. Dang, that's early for me. Picked up my honey Andrea and headed out to Long Island. Applied at Benihana's, a Japanese hibachi restaurant. Om nom nom. Om nom 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 nom. Applied for a serving position. Got a call back about 2 hours ago and was offered full-time bartending position. Holla. Took that, of course. On our way home from Long Island, made a quick stop at the mall to pick up some goodies, bought some hair dye, came home and dyed it. Now it's a chocolate brown. Woot. I guess you can say I'm starting to enjoy my time in New York City. It might be permanent. Only time will tell. Love. And that's her photo. So I linked her live journal to the top of the comment section. Hopefully I will not forget, and I will drop it into the description box. I went back 2 pages. I don't want to sit here and read to y'all all day. So we'll jump into one more interview for today, and then we'll start on the longer ones tomorrow. So far, what I have written down was Friday was when she went to grandma's. Bazard thinks they possibly want to charge Jen. Jen is obviously lying. Jennifer says she heard Maddie getting ready Monday morning, slept with stepdad. Stefan references himself as stepdad or dad of sorts. He said she thought of or thinks of me as a dad. They collected the phone legally and downloaded it. He was asked, did she ever get into the back seat? Was she asleep the entire time? They were told violent crimes was taken over. They called Jen his wife. Jen was asleep, no blood appointment. And grandma said that Jen called 2 of Maddie's friends, not just the one. Now we'll watch the 8-minute clip of Jen and see what we pick up from that. These 8-minute clips and that 1-minute clip I feel are most important because it's like part of an interview. They didn't give us the whole interview. They just wanted to make sure that these clips were in there. What is so important about these clips? Like, these clips are the main important things, in my opinion, because it's just like part of the interview. Why are you just giving me part of this interview? It's got to be because it's really important, I think. Jeep said she had a ton of support, both financial and friendships, but nothing nice to talk about. Yeah, I wish I could have went to New York City and my parents support me. I believe cops will arrest Jen Soto right before his trial, so she can't be a witness for the defense. I think she's already a witness for the prosecution, Teresa, but that's a good speculation. Aw, Carolina, we love you. I've just been listening over and over the same interviews, and you find these inconsistencies, and it's upsetting that the detectives never asked. Yeah. You're so sweet. I love our speculating family, too. In my honest opinion, she killed her, and he covers it up, said Little Red. It's good to see you, Little Red. That's interesting that you say that, because that's been a big speculation this whole time, too, especially considering that Miss Deborah said that she has premonition sometime, and she had a premonition that Jen caught Stefan and Maddie. Jen choked Maddie. Stefan felt bad about sleeping with Maddie, or about raping Maddie, pretty much. And not pretty much, absolutely 100% doing that to her. And so he's taking the fall for it because he feels guilty about the CSAM. Oh yeah, Michelle, thank you for being here, love. Real quick, welcome back, bad girl. Bogart says, me love to you all. Mima said, I agree, Jen Soto did it, and he covers it up. I think so. I'm going to read 2 more comments if it will pop up, and then we'll get back to it. Girl said, Jen didn't allow Madeline to have friends, as she didn't. It was important to let Maddie have friends. That's a big red flag. Something to hide for sure. Yeah, somebody dropped a whole bunch of red flags in one of my comment section. I need to read that to y'all. Roxanne said, I think the only reason Jen Soto is not arrested is the prosecution wants to keep her on their side. After, though, I would bet she is arrested. A lot of people have said that, and I think it's definitely a possible speculation. Hey, Long Island Hillbilly. It's good to see you. Long Island Hillbilly said Stern wouldn't have been concerned about walking the dog, so he lied about it. So must have Soto. Well, that's interesting because they talk about making the plan to go to McDonald's the night before, and we know the McDonald's thing was a cover-up to get Madeline Soto's body out of the house before the roommates got up, in my opinion. So why is Jen Soto saying that they came up with the McDonald's plan the night before, unless she already knew about the plan? Because why are we going to McDonald's in the morning? Well, he's saying that to get Madeline Soto's body out of the house and into the car before anybody notices. Why does Jen Soto say it was planned the night before? Questions that need answers. Jeep Sahara said there's 111 thumbs up, and that is amazing considering that we have 137 people in here. If you guys don't mind, please hit the thumbs up. You think they'll both play Insanity? I don't know.
All right, Lake Lizzie Preserve is what it's
Believe is from this interview. It's an 8-minute clip, and it's basically what was redacted before is unredacted. Jen says some interesting things we did not know before.
Are you guys talking to Stefan out here?
Yeah, they're right out there. They just wanted to ask him a couple things, but I figured I'd just ask you this at the same time for the sake of time. Do you recognize this vehicle at all? I wanted to see if I could. So I know it's pretty grainy. It's this one right here.
So they talk about the church. I've always wondered if Jen Soto went there and pretended to be Madeline, so they would have that on camera. Real quick, I've got a couple of comments. Rhonda said, I don't think Stefan would cover for anyone. He's too lazy and remorseless. Do the law enforcement officers have a video of Stefan walking the dog? You would think that would be on video. I think he might have agreed to cover for it in the beginning, but I think he might flip on Jen Soto, or has been trying to since he's been in jail and realizes that he's facing death. Considering also the email that was sent to him from his mom stating that you need to look at this as life and death because it is, and trying to get him to flip on Jen Soto. I think they all know a lot more about that than they're letting on. Bassard said it's possible that Jen finally abused Maddie to the point of death, and Stearns was clearly obsessed with Maddie to the point he would have her body in the car for days. I don't know. I don't know if I personally don't think Jen would be like, I guess maybe like physically, like not as in CSAM, but like, smacking her and hitting her. I don't know. That's a hard one for me to grapple with. Keeping the body in the car for days, I definitely could see because of the ex-girlfriend talking about how he was only fully at attention when she pretended to be deceased. And he went out to the scene where Maddie was every single night until he was caught. The roommate heard the loud noise in the room that night, but we don't know what time. If my child was not at school, I'd call him believing Maddie must have ditched school, not he dropped her off. That's a good point, Miss Jim Morrison. Hey, Anna, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Hey, Shaboogies. All right, there's a lot of comments and I can't catch them all, so we'll just go ahead and jump back into this.
That one's tough, but does that look familiar at all?
No.
You wouldn't know that anywhere?
I don't know that.
Gotcha. Anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is it's hard to show you on my phone because the quality of the video just kind of gets worse when I've downloaded it from the church's computer, and the quality just gets kind of worse. Can you make out like the shape of that being black shorts and that being possibly a green jacket?
I see the green.
Would that, I mean, I know it's very difficult to recognize, but would that be something akin to some clothes that she owns, or
Yes.
would the quality be too bad for you to be able to tell based on that?
I mean, the quality's terrible.
Yeah.
The color scheme.
Would that be akin to something that she owns?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And the hair looks a little dark in the from here.
Dirty blonde. It could pass for dirty blonde.
That could possibly be her. Okay. Is that? I can't tell just from looking at it, but is that Stefan's car? It looks a little darker from there, but
I saw, I think it was Roxanne or Nessa UK said that you think she passed in the woods nearby. What do you think happened in the woods? What's your speculation with that? Why do you think she was in the woods and what happened in the woods? Nessa, let me know. Little Red said, I could see Jen finding the two of them together, Jen attacking Maddie by the throat, hence the Woody Allen comment. I think that's a possible speculation. Jeep said, I think Maddie mentioned a crush and stopping the abuse. Stephen Stearns got pissed. Remember the interview, Stephen Stearns' crushes aren't real. I don't remember that specifically, but that's a good speculation. That was one of my first speculations. If you go back to the very first live streams I did, I figured out the motive. I think it was like the second or third live stream I did. Now, I should have said, I think I know a possible speculative motive, but I put it out there as that. I don't erase any of my live streams, so they're still out there. But I think it's definitely a possible motive. There's several possible motives in this case, but it doesn't escape me that they reference her talking about crushes several times in these interviews. Oh, Nessa UK answered my question. Okay. Nessa said, I think she ran from the combo after arguing with Jen, and Jen told Stephen Stearns to follow her. Okay. And then what, he snapped and committed homicide in the woods? Southern Cat said, I believe they placed her into the woods until they came up with a plan to dispose her, in my honest opinion. It is weird to me how the gloves are in the woods, that the same gloves that were in his car. What did he do? Like, did he place her in the woods that night and then go grab her that morning? I don't know. It seems like her being right there would be way too open and too much of a chance to take, in my opinion. Hannah said in the police interview, he said it's not real. Okay. All right. I'll definitely go back and check for that. Thank you guys. Stoic said, holy crap, I didn't think I could loathe her much more, but after listening to that whole deeply stupid and selfish and shallow blog BS, sheesh. Good God, y'all. At least we know who she really is. Keep in mind, though, that she was like really young and we were all young, dumb, and full of you know what at one point. Okay, wait a minute. Now y'all are just making stuff up. The police have video evidence from traffic cameras. They do have video evidence from traffic cameras. They're talking about the glove in the woods from that morning. They're thinking that she was placed in the woods that morning and then put in Stefan's car when he drove her around, I do believe, Honey Duke. Gail said the crush is Way. He did mention the crush in his interrogation. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Grumpton, full of Grumpton. Gumpton? Gumption? 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 Okay.
I almost can't tell like if it's a Toyota or looks a little different.
From the front, looks different. That looks like a Toyota from the front.
From the front, it looks different, right?
And then from the side, it could be.
It's got a little. I mean, yeah, the grill is kind of the same. A little bit. The headlights look the same. Okay, cool. No, I just wanted to see if you kind of were able to help me with that. So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things. But has she ever mentioned that before?
Just in that text that I saw.
Just that's the only time you've ever heard of it? Is she outdoorsy at all? Does she like camping?
We used to go hiking.
Okay.
But we haven't done that in a while.
Okay. Where did you go? Was it around here?
Where would we go? We go hiking in like St. Cloud.
That 5 nights a week thing. She slept with him 5 nights a week. I haven't caught that yet. I've seen a lot of you say that though, that she slips up and says that he slept with her 5 nights a week, and then she changes it to 5 times total. So I am listening for that. I do remember that a couple of y'all have said that in the comment section, and I had not caught it yet.
Lake Lizzie Preserve is what it's called.
Oh yeah, well that's not too far.
It's about 35 minutes away.
Yeah. Okay.
On 182. Lake Lizzie Preserve. We've also walked Shingle Creek before, but we haven't done that in a very long while.
Got it.
But no, I know the thing is, I started talking to her about World War III. I was talking about like, hey, this is going on in Palestine and Israel right now.
Oh, so you're talking to her about the wars.
I was telling her, I was talking to her about just what's happening politically, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I've talked to her about World War III, so that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
Yeah, I feel like that's why when I read that conversation, I'm like, oh, that's directly related to me talking to her about what's happening in Israel, Palestine, and the potential World War III that might happen from that.
Okay.
And that's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
Okay, got it. All right. No, just wanted to figure out where that might have come from. Maybe help me see if she just wanted to be in the outdoors.
Definitely, the World War III conversation, that's definitely me.
Okay.
That was me.
It's fine. I mean, that's fine. So one thing that I think I may have misheard you say earlier, but I want to make sure that I have it absolutely clear, is on Sunday night, y'all went to bed around 11, and the reason that you sent her upstairs with Stefan was because you had work in the morning, was it? Or you just started a new job?
I just started a new job, and I haven't been sleeping well. I take psychiatric meds every night for my bipolar disorder, and if I don't take them the right way, eat.
I think that's a possible speculation, Boomer. Hell on Heels, it's nice to see you. Hell on Heels said, did you hear about the $80,000 in POP loans? You know, I have just been able to validate that. And actually, after this, before I go for the day, we will look at that. I'll grab that from my Patreon and we'll look at it because it's on my Patreon. Cara said, I float back and forth between so many theories. It's her to really decide which one I want to stick with. I feel like there's so many odd variables in this case. I think so too. She got a lot in PPP loans during COVID, and I could not verify it for the longest time. And then one of my mods got the information, and I was able to finally verify it. So I'll work on grabbing that while we listen to this short interview.
And go to sleep on time.
They don't work.
Gotcha. So I was just like, hey, I really need these meds because I forgot them the night before. I forgot them, I think, Saturday night. So
I hate how he answers that. It is like, they don't work, and then she follows it up with, they don't work. That I don't like that. I don't like that he answered her question for her or gave her an option for an out or explanation or answer for it. I don't like that at all. And they do that. In the immunity interview, the DA gives her an explanation as to the laxative stuff that she gives that child. I don't like how they do that. Don't answer the question. Like, let them talk themselves into whatever. All right, so I'm working on getting this document.
So Sunday I was not myself. So I asked them, like, hey, I need to be medicated. I need to sleep. Can you take care of the morning duties so I can go and sleep?
Gotcha. All right. No, I just wanted to make sure I understood you right, because I was like, did you have work in the morning? Or I didn't write that down, and I wanted to make sure I heard you okay. Are there any cameras in the neighborhood that you know? Does anyone have any ring cameras? Do you have any security cameras out front?
I'm gonna say there are cameras in the front. There are cameras in the back gate as well.
Okay.
I know one neighbor around here has a ring camera, but I didn't walk with early that morning or anything like that.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
And if you don't mind, just try to keep people out of the room, because I have a canine that's coming. If you don't mind, they're going to try to run another track from the church and from here.
Okay.
To see if we can maybe try it again. You know, last night it didn't work out because the dog lost interest and they weren't able to continue. But I figured, it's worth another try.
And if you look at that interview, the dog lost interest because they keep standing outside. Like, the police asked them several times to go inside because they don't want the canine to track Stefan and Jen. So why don't they go inside and let the dog track? My goodness. Kim says, same, I can't stand when they give her the option either way to say, is like he's baiting her to say what he wants her to say or giving her an out on what to say. It's frustrating. It is. Hey, AM. AM said Jen said that she was not herself on Sunday. She sure did. I hope not, Michelle and Shaboogies, but it's possible speculation. My husband ran the PPP program at the bank, and the paperwork she sent in met the requirements. She did not illegally require the money. Sadly, the rules made it easy to get free money. Really? I've heard about it, but yeah, I mean, I imagine if it was technically illegal, she would be held accountable for that. But I don't know. I don't know about the PPP loan stuff from COVID. I don't know much about that. So yeah, I'm trying to pull it up though. It's way far down on this. Goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna play this again while we.
Right. The dogs are pretty good, so just try to keep them out of her room. We're probably gonna use like, does she have dirty laundry or like
The dirt, her most recent dirty laundry is on my bathroom floor, and we've walked around it. We haven't touched it.
Okay, just keep people off of it.
Yeah.
Just let and just and as much as you can, try to avoid crowding the front door for the dog.
Yeah.
So they know where to go from. Okay.
Just like,
She had to be asked. That's now the like third or fourth time she had to be asked not to crowd the front door, so that they could get a track. Like, that's ridiculous. Your child is missing, and you're crowding the front door and having to be asked 17 damn times by the damn police to not crowd the front door. Like, give me a freaking break here. Funny, that was so very sweet and supportive of you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Gumpton or gumption, noun, informal noun, gumption, shrewd, or spirited initiative and resourcefulness. Thank you for that. I knew I said it wrong. I appreciate that. And that was so very sweet of you. Thank you so very much. Yes, there were many different Jen Sotos mentioned and listed different states and birthdays on the PPP loans. We need to be more careful. There was. That's why for the longest time I said I could not verify it. I did not, because I said there's a lot of Jen Sotos in a lot of states, and I can't verify it. However, I was finally able to verify it, and I'm pulling it up now and pulling those documents and downloading them. I finally got it way down on my Patreon. Okay, so I just downloaded those. We'll look at them in just a second. But yeah, young, dumb, and full of gumption. I love it. Yeah, when I was finally able to verify it, I said, okay, now I can say that she did get it. So we'll look at it in just a second.
just let me know when they're coming.
Yeah, they're gonna call me when they're on the way. But just as much as you can, try to keep the scent pretty fresh. There you go. Cool. All right. And another thing I just wanted to confirm, because I know the last night was a long night, but you said when you woke up around 9, you left your house at 9:30 for your doctor's appointment, and Stefan hadn't come home yet, and then he called you at 10. You were
like 10:15, yeah.
10:15-ish to have the conversation about. He didn't want McDonald's, and
Yeah, she didn't want McDonald's, so he came home. I think he had accidentally left his phone at home.
Yeah.
So he was just letting me know, because I had called him multiple times. So he was just returning my call going, I'm so sorry, I left the phone at home. I went to the vape store. I waited there for a little bit. Nothing. Nobody was there. He came back home for a little bit and then went back out to the vape store.
And then what time did you get home again? Was it around 11?
Let me see. I'm going to say around 11:15.
Because I think if I heard you right the first time, you got home at 11 and you and Stefan were both here, and then he left to go to the vape store again.
I did see him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I had that, because like I said, sometimes you forget to write things down, and I don't want to misremember. But okay, that's all I have for you right now. We're still looking. I mean, that's unfortunately the best update I can give you is we're all out and wherever.
So I noticed so far about the dog situation, how they're having to strictly reiterate not to crowd the front door. And he's giving her an update, even though she didn't ask for one. Why are you not asking about updates for your daughter? Why is it on the body cam footage that we see they come to the door and she never asked, have you found Maddie? Any news? But when they go to her sister's house, it's, have you found Maddie? Is there any news? Why is it because she already knows the answer? Okay. Miss Jim Morrison said, I'd love to know why this rule was established in the first place. You only make rules if something or someone was caught. They weren't watching movies that night. In my opinion, Jen caught them, hence the rule. And I agree. What made you make the rule of no sleepovers? Why is that? That's a good question. And that's a good point. Miss Jim Morrison said if she told Maddie the reason why she would not allow her to go to a sleepover or visit the dad, meaning the essay, what was Maddie's response? Why didn't they ask that question? Good question. Miss Weird, there is so much emphasis on her forgetting her meds the night before. What was she doing that she forgot? She didn't forget them when her child was missing, and that's another great point. That's another great point.
Everywhere. Asking people and looking, and I know your family's also doing the same. So if you get anything new like that thing you sent me just a little bit ago that I can look into, just keep on sending them to me, okay?
Yeah. Were any of those helpful about the vehicles?
There's something for me to look into, to look for license plate readers and stuff. As of right now, I haven't been able to find anything else or confirm it, but I mean, it's still helpful for me to, in case something else comes across in the future. So just, yeah, if you receive anything else, let me know. But I mean, do know that obviously, just like that kid pranked you earlier, because it's so public, you're gonna have kids doing that. So don't be too scared by it if someone does that again. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'll let you know when they get here.
And that's all of that interview. I wonder what child was pranking her. Like, that's weird to me. And again, I mean, like I've said before, it's very weird to me that she has no questions for the police when they come. I'm getting these documents pulled up real quick so we can go over them. The reason I know this is her is because of the address. They were encouraging, during the pandemic, they were encouraging people to get PPP loans to keep the company afloat if needed. There are many ways to do business, and one of the easiest is DBA, or doing business as. Kim said, I honestly wouldn't even be able to stay home. I'd go out all day and night searching. Roommates are home in case she were to return. I call BS that she was staying there for Maddie. I do too. I really do. Not once in all the interviews did Jen ever ask if they found Maddie or had any leads about her. Not once. That's not normal at all. And I agree 100%. I wonder if YouTube content creators could be used as this trial for either side's points. You have to be careful as a creator, because if, like, you do interviews with family members and they admit to something that needs to be used at trial, you will be called in and you will have to go to court and testify and put on Front Street. So you have to be careful as a content creator. Okay, this was filed January 12, 2002 at 8 a.m. It's Electronic Articles of Organization for Florida Limited Liability Company. Article 1, the name of the limited liability company is Jennifer Soto, LLC. Article 2, the street address of the principal office of the limited liability company is their address. The mailing address is their address. Article 3, the name and Florida street address of the registered agent is Jennifer Soto at their address. That is 100% their address. Having been named as a registered agent and to accept service of process for the above state limited liability company at the place designated in the certificate, I hereby accept the appointment as registered agent and agree to act in this capacity. I further agree to comply with the provisions of all statutes relating to the proper and complete performance of my duties, and I am familiar with and accept the obligations of my position as a registered agent. Registered agent's signature was Jennifer Soto. Mrs. O, good question. That's a question a lot of people have. When is the last time Jen saw Maddie? This says the name and address of persons authorized to manage the LLC is Title AMBR, Jennifer Soto. Signature or authorized representative is electronic signature Lovette Dobson. I am a member or authorized representative submitting these articles of an organization and affirmed that the facts stated herein are true. I am aware that false information submitted into a document to the Department of State constitutes a third-degree felony as provided for in the statute. I understand the requirements to file annual report between January 1st and May 1st in the calendar year following the formation of the LLC and every year hereinafter to maintain active status. That's one document. Now I'll pull the second one. These, along with so many other things, are available on my Patreon if you ever want them for yourself. I don't know. I think it was dog grooming or something, but we'll see if this document says more. So this is filed November 29th, 2022, Secretary of State. So what is that? Like 9 months later, and it's articles of dissolution. Pursuant to section of the Florida statute, the Florida Limited Liability Company submits the following articles of dissolution. The name of the limited liability company is currently filed with the Florida Department of State is Jennifer Soto, LLC. The document number of the limited liability company is that. The file date of the articles of organization was January 12th, 2022. A description of occurrence that resulted in the limited liabilities company's dissolution is LLC never took off. The name and address of the person appointed to wind up the company's activities and affairs is Jennifer Soto at her address. And she said she submitted this document and affirmed that the facts stated herein are true. She agrees that any false information submitted in a document to the Department of State constitutes a third-degree felony as provided for in the section of the Florida statutes. And she signed it. Now, it doesn't tell me how much she got. It just tells me that she did receive money for her business or whatever it was. I don't know. Like the person said, technically it was legal from what I'm assuming. So there was a lot of corruption. The Chloe Drivers case, they got a bunch of money from the state during COVID, and that's how they were able to do some of the things that they did. So I don't know. I don't know what her business was. That's the only document I've been able to 100% verify. So that's the only thing I personally have put out, because I don't put out things unless I can verify them. I try really hard not to. Now, we do speculate here on the lives and things like that a lot, but for the longest time, I wouldn't even say that she did that because I could not verify. That's all I've been able to verify. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I'm sure they are going through and auditing people and things like that, but that's about all I know about it. Lil Red said, so $80,000 in PPP loans, her visibility, they were living high on the hog per se, right? Girl said, and Jen says sometimes they wanted a slumber party. She wanted to watch movies and etc. Nessa said, Michelle, I don't know any men that do slumber parties with 12-year-old girls. It's really weird. It is really weird. I don't either. Goodness. Cara said, so many people took advantage of the PPP loans during COVID in the States. Yes, they did. No, it wasn't. It's outright fraud, said Carolina. Boomer said, I believe it was a dog sitting business. Right. I think so. I think that's what was said. So with that, I have got collard greens cooking on the stove, and I've got some things to do today. So tomorrow we will dive into the bigger interviews. We've got the 2-hour interview for the CSAM stuff. We need to see what we are privy to in that interview that we were not privy to before. And I'm hoping to go through the audio of Stefan Stern's, like the video interview, but we don't have to watch him be the DNA warrant being executed. So hopefully we can get both of those done tomorrow, and then work on putting together our notes and going through the pictures and see what it is they're trying to tell us. What do they want us to know? What is it the state's attorney's office is trying to tell us, if anything at all? Or did they just release these documents because they were now released to the defense? I've thought about that, but that's odd to me because it seems like they would still make you submit a FOIA to get it. That girl said poor Maddie was lost in all of the medicated moments when Jen checked out as a mother. Yep. I hope that y'all have a great weekend, and I appreciate y'all being here for the live. I love you all so much. I really enjoy our time that we spend together speculating and sharing our thoughts and opinions. I hope to see you all back here tomorrow. I hope you stay safe and enjoy your Saturday with your family. Make sure you kiss and hug your babies and your fur babies. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the amazing support. Please know that you are important and you are enough and you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you again and bye.